What's up?
What up?
Am I too dark?
Racist. No, it looks fine.
Okay. On my list. That's not my list. Fuck.
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta fix Facebook.
Okay.
All right. Test. Okay. It worked. All right. Impromptu Mida, go.
Destiny. Oh man. So did they say what all characters available in the beta?
They said the 3 new ones, and then Gunslinger, Striker, and Voidwalker.
Gotcha.
So basically all the ones we know that are for sure there.
In the game, yeah.
But they won't be fully unlocked. Like all the grenades will be unlocked. But like you know how they have like the 2 things now?
Yeah.
Only the top one's unlocked. The other one you cannot unlock. They said they locked that one off.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. So how about that Cubs White Sox trade?
Who did they get?
Who get?
I completely forgot what it was already.
Cubs got Quintana.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That guy. The one I can't say right now. And then White Sox got like prospects basically.
Gotcha.
All right, let's see. Try to keep an eye on
this. Is Steven planning on talking about like Cousins exclusively after the rankings or something, or
I don't know, because I actually don't know why this whole thing was being like why all of a sudden he got a stick in his butt. He literally was just like, we're doing QB rankings, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he saw one of the rankings, and I don't know. Like I've read one of the rankings, and they had Cousins as like 10. I was like, that seems pretty fair to me.
I think he probably is more mad about, because I know when not ESPN, NFL Network did their top 100, he was mad that like Prescott was like so high. He was like 15 or something.
Yeah, I know what it's because like I'm pretty sure there was like it was like 2 weeks later, like a rankings that was done by like reporters and like media and stuff, not the actual players, came out, and it was like Prescott was like the 14th best player in the NFC East only. So like how the hell does he get 14th overall in the league, but he's only 14th best in the NFC East?
Yeah, that's the whole thing with that NFL 100 though, is that I guess it's by the players.
Yeah.
So it's more like a respect thing. I almost feel like because Adrian Peterson was on the list and JJ Watt, and like JJ Watt on Twitter went like, "Why am I even on this list? I didn't even play the whole year. Like that's stupid. Like how am I on the top 100 when I didn't even play? Like
right. Like I know that like on our local sports radio too, like they've been doing all these or they've been talking about these rankings between the or it was like who would you pick out of the 4 QBs from the NFC East right now? And I think like all of them chose Cousins. Like not even just like our radio, but like the actual, I guess, writers and stuff like that too. But
well, you got Cousins, Wentz, Prescott, and
Manning
and Eli Manning. Yeah, I guess I think it'd be between probably Cousins and Prescott. Cousins is probably like the best like pure quarterback.
Yeah,
because it's
right. Like I don't know if I'm not gonna say Prescott's season was a fluke. Like he definitely has poise and like an arm, but like he was behind like the best line aim and like one of the best running backs helping him out. So
yeah, I definitely think this year will be very interesting.
Yeah,
to see how he actually does.
Right. Actually, I think a lot of them, like in terms of like future talk, a lot of them picked Wentz, just because like they said he kind of looks like the best pure passer. He just has to develop and stuff like that a little more.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because, well, we'll see this year too because now he's actually got some better targets.
Yeah, exactly. Freaking that was John Jeffrey and who else did they get?
They got
Torrey Smith.
Yeah, I was say Torrey Smith was who I was guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And then what else? Cousins probably isn't gonna sign, or I don't even know if we're gonna make him making him an offer.
So, right.
So we'll see.
Let's see. Where did it go? I just want to step. No, that's what I wanted. There we go. I had a page that I was using for reference for some of the stats I'm gonna spit, and I was just like, where'd it go? Yeah, but I could see that. I mean, Prescott's I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like he did really good. He didn't throw a lot of interceptions, but at the same time, he didn't really need to pass all that much.
Right.
So it's kind of like
exactly like, I mean, I think statistically, God damn it, statistically, he had a better rookie season than RG3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe by a few more touchdowns, I think, or something like that. But I mean, like, I don't think anybody expected RG3 to decline like he did in the second year.
Right. Absolutely. But, and then there's the whole Bears situation. I didn't even know which one to rank. So I'm like,
I just went with, I think I went with Glennon.
I just went with Glennon too. Actually, I think I put Glennon / Trubisky because it's like I'll decide while I'm talking. But I don't know. I guess the best case scenario is that Glennon does above average, and then they can just deal him. But or just make him the backup, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Glennon in a way because they're like, "Here, sign you," and then there's like all this like, "Yay, we got our quarterback," and the fans are like, "What? Like, why him?" And then all of a sudden they're like, "This guy looks like a giraffe," and they're like.
How much guaranteed money did Glennon get?
Shit. I know it was. Why is it number 13? No, maybe? Glennon contract Bears. 3-year contract. 45 million. 18.5 million guaranteed over 3 years. It's not the worst deal in the world, but it's still one of those like. So
I mean, like, I guess it won't be a huge hit if they get rid of him that quickly.
Yeah, because I do know they said the money was like front loaded. Like most of it's this year. Like
Okay.
I think after next year, there's actually like none.
Hmm.
And the thing is, that our contract with Cutler was kind of that whole. I kind of almost feel like Glennon is kind of like the bridge from Cutler to Trubisky, because with the contract, because Cutler had this like really long contract that the last administration gave him, and then they're just like, yeah, we don't want this anymore, and then they're like, whoop. So
yeah, it's so weird. Like I mean, did they like think they weren't going to be able to get him? Maybe
I don't know. And that was the thing, is like they were so excited about it, and I was like, what are you excited about? Like, it's Mike Glennon. It's not like we got freaking Drew Brees or something. I mean, he could do fine. I mean, the thing is like, in a way, he got injured and he was out for a season, and then there's like, fuck this, we're gonna get Jameis Winston. And then that was the end of his run. But the thing is, like, his stats even before weren't that great. So it's like, well, and actually even more than that now, it's like we don't have Jeffrey anymore. We don't have, like, our receivers are garbage. Like if Kevin White somehow miraculously stays healthy the whole season, maybe we're okay. But
well,
I'm not counting on it.
You got what is his name? The dude from Tennessee, right?
Kendall Wright.
Oh, Kendall Wright. Okay. Wait, did you say Kevin White or Kendall Wright?
I said both. Kevin White and Kendall Wright. Okay. Like, we just literally wanted to. The Bears decided we're going to tongue twister the Bears fans. Then we got Marcus Wheaton. We got, there was someone else. Oh, Victor Cruz. That's the other one.
Okay. So you have a lot of, well, Wright and Cruz are definitely kind of like reception possession guys that they can possibly rely on. Like, I mean, Wright had a pretty good year. What is it, Mariota's first season?
Yep. The thing is, like, our receivers are all guys that, like, just haven't hit their, like, full potential, but could. Like, It's like they could. Like, because, like, Kendall Wright, I remember back a few years ago, like, I had him in fantasy football, and he was, like, pretty consistent. Like, he got, like, a lot of receptions every day, every week. So I was just like, oh, okay. And I play in a half-point PPR league, so that really helped. So, and, like, Kevin White, like, I really don't know what to think of him. But I feel like we don't have, like, a deep threat anymore. Well,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that you could have that in Wheaton. Like, like he could actually end up. He's pretty young, right?
Oh yeah, I think this is like his fourth year, maybe
something like that. Third or fourth. He could actually develop, and like, I could actually see him being like 1 or 2 in the start of the season.
Yeah, I could see something. I mean, I kind of feel like it's anyone's game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Plus, not to mention, they're gonna probably be running more than passing anyways because of Jordan Howard.
Oh, true.
Well,
yeah.
So it's one of those things where I was like, I always get like upset, like, receivers. I'm like, that's like, and then also I'm like, oh yeah, but we got Jordan Howard, so they probably just give him the ball 40 times a game. Here, kill yourself. Get a concussion, then get back up, keep playing.
Did you guys draft any running backs, or
we drafted kind of like a Darren Sproles or like Danny Woodhead type guy? I forgot his name already. I haven't really heard anything about him since the draft because, like, they were all like, "Oh my god, this guy's like Darren Sproles 2.0. Like, he's a pass catching running back." I'm like, all right, like, and then we got that tight end, Adam something. I don't remember, but he was but he was like from like a little school, like, so it wasn't like he was like, they're like, oh, look at these clips, and I'm like, yeah, but these are against people that look like they're in high school. Like, these are like Division III teams. Like, settle down. He's looked good though in camp. I know that the coaches keep raving about that tight end, Adam something with an S, I think. But
have you ever gone to one of their training camps?
I did last year, or was it the year before? I think no, it was last year. I went to in Bourbonnais.
Okay.
It was actually pretty cool. It's actually like I never had gone, and I was just like, oh. And then so my one friend was, a couple of my friends were going, and they're like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, sure. So I took the day off and went, and it was cool because my old favorite before he left was Alshon Jeffrey, and he just like was making like ridiculous catches because it's training camp. So he was being it was fun.
Yeah, we went. I think it was like 3 years ago. I think it was like when they had just moved to Richmond, I think, or something like that. It was pretty cool. Like we actually like towards the end we got to go on like one of their practice fields, and then like just kind of throw the football and stuff around. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like nothing too exciting, but and then it was hot as hell.
I remember a storyline the local radio stations were going with was talking about how Jay Cutler had not thrown an interception the whole entire training camp. And then I remember I went there and he threw one. It wasn't his fault. Like the receiver, it was like I think it was Marquise Wilson. Like he's like our third, fourth receiver, but like he went up to catch it and like fumbled it backwards and the corner just happened to be there. Like, oh, the streak's broken. And I'm just like, that doesn't count. Flawless.
I'm trying to think what year I went, because it was like I can't remember if it was the year we went or the year after, where it was like the storyline was like basically like in 7-on-7 drills, RG3 was like still tucking and running. It was like you fucking have to run in a 7-on-7 drill. What the hell? It's like defeats the purpose, and you're like too terrible to throw the ball. Like find an open receiver.
He's just like hike. Yep, no one's open. Bye. He's like,
I was like, oh god, this can't be good.
I don't know. That's actually crazy. Like just you look at RG3's like rookie year, and like people are like, oh my god, next to Michael Vick, he's gonna be great, and then like literally just like, woo, and like that was it.
Yep. Yeah,
it's just crazy. Because I remember being like, I think did I have him on my fantasy team or not? No, I don't think I did. But I just remember being like, oh, he's so good.
Yeah. I had him. I think I drafted him as my like backup the second year. That was terrible.
Well, was it Andrew Luck the same year as him?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the whole like storyline because they went back to like all the 1 and 2s and like all the second picks were like terrible and all the so which but I guess this one came true too. So yeah, because it was like they went to was it Archie Manning and I can't remember who got drafted behind him, and who else was Leinart picked number 2? I know that. Oh no, I'm thinking of oh god. Oh my god, what is his name? Who's that one quarterback that's like considered the biggest bust of all time?
Ryan Leaf?
Yes, he was number 2. But I can't remember who. Maybe it was Archie Manning was number 1 to hit that year with him. But yeah, it was they were just going back in history of like all the 1 and 2s and like pretty much all the 2s were terrible in the history of football.
Yeah, it's that was just like my favorite like draft thing was when before Eli Manning got drafted, he's like, I'm not going to the Chargers. I ain't doing it. And then like they draft him and then like just trade him immediately after.
Yeah.
He going to the Chargers.
About time.
About goddamn time. It's 8:15 Central Time. You were supposed to I see what happened. You get your time zones mixed up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. I was on Central Time for some reason. It.
I gotta go
for some reason. Exactly.
You got 15 minutes to talk about 32 quarterbacks?
Yeah, half a minute for
we discussed, what did we discuss? Jeez, I already forgot.
RG3 so we're on the way home and Aaron goes, oh, they're already podcasting? I said, yeah, we were 45 minutes late.
Man.
We're on. But...
Oh god, that's loud.
Yeah,
hold on, I gotta get my phone charger.
So far we talked about why you like suddenly had wanted this sports talk. And I was assuming it was because of all the rankings that recently came out for the NFC East and stuff.
Well, it was that. It was all the Kirk Cousins talk, basically, for the local radio. Basically, it's like, is he good enough to get paid this and blah, blah, blah. And then I follow the Redskins. There's like a Redskins Reddit. So I'm on that a lot. And then so there's people in there. I was looking at the NFL one. And then you like the rankings and stuff, basically.
I think it was Sheehan and Cooley. They had a pretty good discussion yesterday it was like they made up a scenario where it's like if we offered Cousins like money to be the number one or like the top paid QB, and he said no,
what would you think?
Would you be pissed with Cousins during the season?
Yeah, I think I heard.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people were obviously like saying they would defend his decision just because like we've had this opportunity already and we kind of blew it. So and it's like he can make so much money in the on the free agency and stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird. But like, there was a basic saying that like if that offer was made and he said no, it's basically confirming that he just doesn't want to be here.
Right, which is I don't think he wants to be here. What's your national view of it, Justin?
My view is that Kirk Cousins is the new Jay Cutler. That's what I hear.
but better.
I think okay. So here's the thing, because he always was talking about San Francisco, but that was like the whole like before the draft. Actually, like free two was like, oh, he's gonna go there because this guy's there.
San Francisco. Yeah, it's just Kyle Shanahan. Like that's
exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't really know why he'd go there.
Right. Like
he would. Yeah.
He keeps saying he wants to go somewhere where he's wanted, but he only really brings up Shanahan. But like Gruden has gone on record saying that if he could, he would have signed him a long time ago already. Like it's like obviously our head coach wants him. He has better experience in Gruden's offense and he's broke records under Gruden's offense.
He broke his own like he broke records and then he broke his own records.
Right, under Gruden, but he wants to go to Shanahan because he played with him for a year.
So that's the thing is, people. I don't even think that that's never been said that he wanted to go to San Francisco. It's everybody in the news saying he should go to San Francisco because that's where Kyle Shanahan is. Like that's what people have said. So it's like yes, sure.
It's like, and I know
he was only with Kyle Shanahan 1 year. Like they drafted him and he was only with him 1 year.
Well, I think it was technically 2. But I mean, he only really actually started sort of.
He started
for half a year.
Yeah, and they got benched.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. And then it's like I know our front office is a little dysfunctional. But like San Francisco's isn't all that great either. I mean, or Lynch might make it a little better, but like that team just drove out one of their best head coaches they've ever had just because they didn't like his style.
I don't understand what people think about that. That's another thing is like the rankings that came out from ESPN. We're getting off topic from the quarterbacks, but the rankings came out like future, like 3 years in the future, like rankings. John Lynch was ranked like the 7th best like front office, and he has never ever done it.
All he's done is drafts.
Right, and that wasn't even all him.
Right, and did they even get a good grade? I mean, well, I guess most teams did, but.
They got Reuben Foster
because they raped the Bears. Basically.
Right, they raped the Bears.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You don't remember? You don't remember that? I was drunk and I remember that. Can we pause this for like a second?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to SPRtz Talk, episode 3. All right, continue.
Oh, sorry. SPRtz Talk.
We had some pre-talk. So, my name's Justin. I'm taking over hosting duties before we get too far into this episode. And when I edit the audio, it sounds like shit. Joining me is Branden.
Hello.
And Steven.
Yo.
So we got me, the Bears fan, 2 Redskins fans. We're gonna rank some quarterbacks today, but we're actually doing a little bit of talk about GMs right now. So let's dive back in.
I mean, we don't even have a GM, so
right. We don't even have a GM right now. So.
I mean, technically, I guess it's like, well, so the thing is, I'm okay with that because I feel like they're giving a little more liberty to Gruden, which I like.
Yeah, I think Bruce Allen's doing a lot by himself, though, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, what's his name? Doug Williams has kind of been more involved lately, too.
Yeah, but I don't know how good he is at front office stuff.
I don't either. I think he's more of
players, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll save this for another day. We'll do another SPRtz talk, I think, a little later once we get closer to training camps and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to over the past week or so go over, like, I've been hearing about all these quarterbacks and rankings and like. You trying to hear me?
No, I was just being stupid.
Just basically what we think of quarterbacks and who we think are good quarterbacks. I know Justin has one in his top half that shouldn't be there.
My new Cuddy.
Yeah. So we'll. Did you sure say Pirate Bay? Isn't that an illegal torrenting site?
Wait, this is Pirate Bay? Holy shit! I did not know it said
man,
that.
What happened?
Up. Are you cut out?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. All right, so here's my thinking. I don't want to go over all 32 quarterbacks. Like, I don't want to go through each one. So I thought we could maybe go through like the start at 32, start at who we have at 32, and kind of go up to maybe 20 or 15, and just then maybe go in more depth.
So basically, we'll just go around a little more rapid fire, and then
when we get to 15, that's when we start.
Yeah.
Okay. In depth. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Or I mean, like. We can, or one of us can just say our list and be like, agreed, or something like that, or just
we could go in a circle and just go, all right, here's 32 to 15, and then you do your, and then we could say like,
okay, yeah.
Then we could discuss. Is there anyone in that? As you can see, we didn't actually plan this out completely.
Yeah, which is
we just like
anybody on Facebook that wants to join in to the conversation, please do.
Yeah.
Are you monitoring that?
Yeah, I got it.
Because my phone is, if I put video, it'll die within an hour.
I'm good. It's only me and somebody else right now, unless you have it. Unless it's counting for you.
Tony might be watching. He said he was going to.
Oh.
Tony ain't shit.
And we're down to one viewer.
We actually lost a YouTube viewer. We had 2.
Damn.
I said that.
So we'll do one person at a time, go 32 to 15, or you want to do each of us say 32? You know, everybody will say it when then we go up.
We'll just do one person at a time at 32 to 15.
Okay. All right, Brandon, you go first.
Okay. 32 is Cody Kessler / Cleveland Browns QB.
Okay.
I mean, okay. 31 is Blake Bortles.
Damn.
30 is Tom Savage. 29 is Jared Goff. 28 is Mike Lennon. 27 is Josh McCown. 26 Trevor Siemian. 25 Sam Bradford. 24 Joe Flacco. I'm probably going to switch those two. 23 Alex Smith. 22 Brian Hoyer. 21 Eli Manning. 20 Carson Wentz. 19 Tyrod Taylor. 18 Carson Palmer. 15 Jameis Winston, and 16 Andy Dalton.
I'm pretty sure majority of mine that you said are in that same range with like plus or minus 3. I have actually, I think, 2 different ones from what you said. Okay. Justin, you got any comments on?
Why are you hating on Cody Kessler? Like, he's young. He's got
shit, Eric, you're still viewing.
I don't know.
Yeah, Eric, you might be the only viewer. Sorry, talking about our Facebook viewer.
I don't know. I mean, like, they obviously drafted like another quarterback for a reason. And I mean, like I guess he had flashes, but like, I mean, I'm pretty sure any second string will have flashes. So.
Statistically, he was the best quarterback of like the 6 they started. Yeah. Well, he had like 6 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I also had / Cleveland QB, just because like he might not even start, and I don't know. I just don't see any of them succeeding early.
So no, I was just giving you shit. Yeah. Cody, he had 1,380 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
on 195 attempts, so he barely played.
Here, I'll give mine because it's very similar.
Okay.
All right, so 32, I actually have Mitch Trubisky.
You're an asshole.
31 Cody Kessler. 30 Jared Goff. 29 Trevor Siemian. 28 I actually have Jimmy Garoppolo. 27 Brian Hoyer.
Wait, what?
So I didn't go by teams. I just went by actual quarterback.
Oh.
I mean, that's fine what you guys did. It doesn't really matter. That's what I did. I was just going by quarterback.
Well, he'll probably start for San Francisco next year anyways.
Exactly. 24 Kirk Cousins. So 28 was Jimmy Garoppolo, 27 is Brian Hoyer, 26 Josh McCown, 25 Tyrod Taylor, 24 Blake Bortles, 23 Sam Bradford, 22 Alex Smith, 21 Joe Flacco. Justin's gonna love these. 20 I have Carson Wentz, 19 I have Dak Prescott, 18 I have Ryan Tannehill, 17 Andy Dalton, 17 Andy Dalton, and 16 Carson Palmer.
What about 15? Oh, never mind. Continue. Never mind. Yeah. So hold up. Why do you have Prescott so low?
The reason
even if you look at it statistically, he's not even bad.
Yep. No, I know.
We'll get to him later. Because I'm going to rank him high. So
okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right. We'll do that.
So you just want me to do mine now?
Yeah, you can just do yourself.
32, Tom Savage, because I don't think he'll keep his job more than 4 games. Jared Goff, 31. 30, Trevor Siemian. 29, Josh McCown. 28, Cody Kessler, which actually I spelled wrong. I thought it was with a K. It's not. I just looked at it.
You spelled Cody with a K?
Yeah, Cody with a K.
Oh. I was like, his last name definitely with a K.
Yeah.
Anyways, so 27, Brian Hoyer. 26, Joe Flacco. No, he's not elite. 25, I put...
Time out.
Yeah.
I want to make sure our Facebook's working because Josh and Aaron said that they can't watch it. So I don't know. I mean, it seems to be working on my phone. Let me just say restart Facebook. Josh,
yeah, mine's working.
Here. Yeah, mine's working too. I don't really know. Yeah, I want to make sure our Facebook's and Aaron said that they can't.
Yeah, mine's working. It's their problem. Oh shit! I closed my list. Yeah, I am just all over the place. All right, so then I was at 26 with Flacco. 25, I put Mike Glennon slash Mitch Trubisky because I could not pick because I see a scenario where Glennon actually does okay and Trubisky doesn't play this year, but then I also see a scenario where Glennon gets injured like he always has gotten injured in the past, and yeah. Oh, Brandon's back. Hey, what's up, Brandon?
That was weird. It's like I went to check Facebook and my internet just died for some reason.
It's like, nah, you can't do both things.
Right? It's working for Eric too. There you go. 24,
Blake Bortles. 23, Alex Smith. 22, Ty God Taylor.
Oh, my
21,
bad.
Andy Dalton. 20, Ryan Tannehill. 19, Carson Wentz. 18, Marcus Mariota, which is a little low. 17, Phillip Rivers. And 16, Carson Palmer.
And you guys are high on Bortles. What is up with that? He's terrible.
Okay. Last year, yes, he was downright awful. The year before, though, he was real good.
No,
so
he wasn't that good. He had stats more.
Yeah, he had dumpster time points.
No, yeah, no, but he's my fan. He was my fantasy friend, so I gotta give him a little bit of.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
I really ranked him 24.
I ranked Phil Rivers a little higher than he probably should have because he's one of my fantasy guys too. So
there you go. See,
I think in our ESPN league we've had Phillip Rivers for the past 5 years. I feel like.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've had him. I think I had him last year. Yeah, actually, I did have him last year just for like the last 2 weeks because someone dropped him to make space, and I picked him up, and I was just like, yeah, but I needed a quarterback like really bad because Stafford at the end of the year last year was just like whoa, all over the place, and I had drafted Carson Palmer as my quarterback. It didn't work out. Yeah, but you don't want to hear about that. We'll move on.
All right. So anyway,
save that for a certain certain Batman character.
Yeah. So from 32 to 16, what stuck out to you guys? For me, I realized on my list that I had nobody from the Texans. I had no Texans quarterback on my list.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you don't have it at all, though.
Right. I didn't have it like you guys.
You got someone in your top 15.
The only reason I put Mitch Trubisky at 32 was for Justin, just to have him at 32.
You're a dick.
Yeah. Well,
the greatest quarterback since Cutler.
Yeah, we were talking about that before you got on. I didn't know whether to choose Glennon or Trubisky, but I went with Glennon.
The reason I went with Trubisky is just because from what I have seen with Glennon, it just wasn't good, and so I have hope for Justin and the Bears fans that Trubisky will be better. So I figured I'd add him to the list over Glennon definitely.
Yeah, because I almost instead of Tom Savage did Watson, but everything I'm hearing about Watson right now is that he's not going to probably play for a while, unless that Jared Goff situation happens where like Texans are just fucking terrible.
Right.
Well, yeah, but the thing that sucks for them, we're getting all off topic too, is if they do suck and they do have to put in Watson, then Bill O'Brien's probably gone next after the following year. So probably, but yeah, and I think, I mean, Alex Smith, I think we all had. Joe Flacco, we know is not elite. Blake Bortles, Sam Bradford, Justin loves Ty God, but he's not that good of a quarterback.
I don't love him.
I had him pretty high. What did you have him as?
I have him as 25.
I have him as 22.
Oh, I had him in 19.
Damn.
Yeah, I would have him higher. I just
like.
I mean, Bill's organization right now is all over the fucking place. So I'm just like
he's really good. I mean, he's not obviously not the best like pure passer or anything like that, but he makes plays. So I kind of ranked him a little higher.
Yeah, he makes plays. I mean, he does make plays, but like I don't know. I was thinking more throwing, and then as I was like adding people, he kept kind of getting just kind of bumped down a little bit on the list.
Yeah, so, that's kind of what I tried to do with my top 15. Is like, do I actually think these people are better than this guy?
And stuff. X better than Y, and then if not, like, yeah, that's what I was trying to do as well. So, all right, so I think there's some I think that we all had that were like at 16 or 17 that may be a little higher.
One for sure for me was Marcus Mariota. I kind of put him a little low. I kind of like, I just put a bunch of names from like 12-ish back, and then I was really just fine tuning my top 12.
Yeah.
So I literally made this list today because, again, I forgot. And I was like, shit. I was like thinking about it during like yesterday, and like, okay, this guy I probably think is here or there, but I didn't like write it down or anything until today.
That's what we do at SPR. We do last minute stuff.
Yep.
Hey, we're real. We're not pre-planned bullshit. We don't even make an episode sometimes. You just don't even know. All
right, so let's start.
I was
driving in the water. You were actually driving a boat. Let's start, Branden, with your 15.
Number 15, Dak Prescott. Like, I didn't want to rank him too high, but I also feel like, like he did extremely well, so I got to give him some credit. So he's definitely top half of the league.
So Justin, I know you're higher on Dak than that, and I know, so I'm just gonna give you what my reasoning is now before you get to yours. Mm-hmm. Is we have been scorned by a first year rookie before, and I just want to. I don't want to have hope for. I mean, obviously he's a Cowboy, so fuck him. But I just don't. I don't want people to get their hopes up for Dak, and then he comes out next year and he sucks. So
unless they're Cowboys fans.
But again, like their offensive line and their running game, they had the best running game. Part of that was Dak because he's a running quarterback, and their offensive line.
Did he run that much though? Like,
he didn't run like as much as RG3 did, but he's a mobile threat, so it does help. I think the run game a little bit. But that's where my hesitation is with ranking him higher now. Is he did really well one year, but we all know a 1 year guy that had very similar stats, low interception rate, lots of touchdowns, yardage, and had some wins, which he did very well. So I just. Not yet. Give me another year and you'll be bumped up. But that was my reasoning behind not so much. So
I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, just
like I get it. You're wrong, but I get it.
Right. as long as you can understand my reasoning and not,
I still think 19 is way low, and I think that's because you hate the Cowboys.
That could be true. Could be very true.
I think he should, even if you don't, even with your reasoning, I think he should at least be 15 when Branden. Like Branden, I'm like, okay. I understand it.
So here's where I got a little iffy. So I had him at 19, and then the three I have in front of him were Ryan Tannehill, Andy Dalton, Carson Palmer. I definitely think Carson Palmer is a better quarterback. Maybe not so much he's getting hurt, he's old. But Andy Dalton, Ryan Tannehill, I'm like, I could probably put Dak Prescott above him, and then that's where the Cowboys thing came in, so I ranked him lower.
Yeah. A lot
of default.
Right.
A lot of with Prescott, what I did is I was like, I kind of put the other QBs in his position. It was like, if they had his line and his running back, would they do better or worse or whatever? And that's kind of where I got my 14 and up. I mean, obviously the top 5 is ridiculous, but
right. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I actually, now looking at my list, that now that you say that about Dak, my list makes sense to me, but we'll get there. So my 15 is Eli Manning. I have Eli at 15.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's getting up there. And Eli, in theory, this year should be the best fucking quarterback in the league because he has Brandon Marshall and Odell Beckham. But he won't.
No, he probably will actually, because that's what he does. Is he has like a shitty season, or he has like an average season, then a shitty season, and then he has a great season with a good defense, and then they win the championship.
True. Yeah, but I mean, he's got OBJ, he's got Sterling Shepard, he has Brandon Marshall. Is that what you're saying? OBJ? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
my boy.
OBJ, Brandon Marshall, Shepard, and what they got, that rookie from Ole Miss as a tight end.
The tight end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who did they get somebody at running back?
They should have. I mean, they needed it, but I don't know if they got anybody
because they let Rashad Jennings go.
Right.
Oh, they got Paul Perkins.
Oh,
they're actually like thrusting him forward.
Meh. Reet, thanks for joining. Thanks to everybody who's still watching. So Justin, who's your 15?
My number 15 is Sam Bradford.
What?
And that was only listen. What? I looked at his stats and I went, okay, now I see something here. Let me just give you the stat line real quick because you all had him lower. He had on 552 attempts, he made 395 completions, a 71.6 completion percentage, best in the league. Probably short passes because he was sacked 37 times because that O-line was horrible. But he still only threw 5 interceptions and 20. Now, granted, he only had 20 touchdowns, but he didn't. It wasn't like his fault why they were terrible.
Okay,
like he actually was consistent
about the sacks. He gets sacked a lot everywhere he goes because he holds onto the ball way too long. That's why he gets injured all the time. But like he did have a career year. I'll give him that. But like I think we were talking about this earlier. Like he also had one of the lowest percentage or the bottom half, like in yards per pass completion or something like that.
Yeah.
So what I compare that to, how many touchdowns did he have?
20.
Okay. You know how many touchdowns and interceptions RG3 threw his rookie year? 20 and 5. You know why? Because he only threw slant passes. That's the only reason. It was literally slants and like,
he won rookie of the year.
Right, which is fun. Well, that was a different story. Whenever I get into it. Anyway, the reason only
Bradford didn't have rookie of the year.
Bradford, no, I think his rookie year he got hurt, didn't he?
No, I thought they went 7-9 and made the playoffs somehow.
That would probably be right. It was Jeff Fisher.
True.
I could have sworn they went 7-9 his rookie year. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different QB.
I know, like when he was on the Rams, literally like every year he didn't play the full.
Because it was like before Seattle got good and like the whole division just sucked.
Yes, I remember that now because everyone's like, one of these garbage teams have to win, and then
and like neither of them really deserve it, but one of them's going.
Yeah, like there was actually like wild card teams that were missing out that had better records.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I typed in Sam Bradford into Google, and the first thing that comes up is a thing from Bleacher Report for the most disappointing player on every NFL roster heading into 2017. Bradford is theirs.
But I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan of him. I feel like every time something happens, everyone's like, "Oh, maybe this year he'll actually like put together." Because he was like a first round pick. Like I think he was a first overall pick.
He was the first pick. Yeah, he was the first overall pick for the Rams. Yeah,
he had no running game last year because that offensive line was doo-doo. The defense by the middle of the season kind of gave up because they were, if you remember, they were like undefeated. Like they were like the team to beat because of that defense.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, Bradford didn't make mistakes to fuck that up, but I don't know. Maybe with a better offensive line, he could do something. But I just think he's gonna be one of those players that like, kind of like Jay Cutler in a way, where like he's got potential. He's got like good tangibles, you could say, but he just never puts together, or he gets hurt, or like this is here that he doesn't have a good offensive line, or his receivers suck, or this because like all this stuff going on right now, like he needs every piece to be there.
Well, his entire career has been like destroyed by season ending. God damn it!
But that's why injuries.
Yeah. I originally had him at 9, and I was like, "That's fucking stupid."
What?
Yeah. No. Because I saw the stats, and then I saw 20 touchdowns isn't shit. So I was like, I'll move him down to like 15, and then he can be like in the middle and be like, "Oh, that's like my one, like underdog." Although, wait till you see one of my.
All right. I know I'm scared now. Yeah. All right, Brandon, what's your 14?
Phillip Rivers. My guy, my man.
Hashtag same person. I also have him at 14.
Like, I know he's getting up there. He kind of takes too many chances, but he's a gunslinger, and I love watching him. And like he almost never has like a decent receiving core.
If you take away Antonio Gates, who has been his biggest receiver? Like that's
what's
the
his name? Allen is like always. Well, he's
always
always
hurt, like the past 3 years.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Last year he led the league in interceptions, meaning through the most. But I literally think it's because every time, like Danny Woodhead injured, Keenan, like every week he was losing a piece.
Yeah, like
he still played okay. He still played okay.
Yeah, Keenan Allen was injured. Stevie Johnson was injured. Danny Woodhead was injured. I think Brandon Oliver got injured. He was kind of the black version of Danny Woodhead is what they were trying to make him.
I think there was like the one season. What was it, like 2 years ago, where like they lost like their top 3 guys and they were playing like Arija Tutu, or I can't pronounce his name. It was like all these random no names, and he was going off. Like, I don't know. So
yeah, no, he's definitely a good quarterback, and I think he's a kind of an underrated quarterback. Like some people that just bypass him because he's always been on, like, the Chargers are never like good because either the defense sucks or everyone's getting hurt. Like last year was literally like that first game when Keenan Allen got hurt. Keenan Allen was having a game. I know because I was facing someone in fantasy football that had Keenan Allen, and I was sweating. I was like, shit. And all of a sudden, the point stopped, and I'm like, because I was at a baby class, I remember I come out, and I'm like, why didn't he get any more points in that quarter? And I go, and I click, and I see, oh, he's hurt. Like, and then I heard, like, it didn't look good, and I was like, oh, boy. So, but
The thing that sucks for me with Phil Rivers is that the Chargers are moving to LA, but the new stadium isn't going to be built, I think, until like 2019, and he will most likely retire before that. So he gets to play in that shit stadium, the StubHub, whatever the shit it is, for like 25,000 people, which is almost as much as like a basketball game, and his team is just not good right now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, hopefully they just drafted a receiver, so hopefully that works out well for him.
Yeah, and I like their tight end other than Gates. I like Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
I really like him as a up and comer, but obviously Antonio.
I wonder. Do you think this is Gates' last year? I thought last year was gonna be it, but he kind of ended on a strong note. So
I think it'll be this year. I think it'll be this year, or he'll wait till Phil Rivers goes.
True. I think Gates will play till he dies. I feel like he's unstoppable. But honestly, I feel like Keenan Allen is a top 10 receiver if he can just stay healthy the whole season.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
He's so good. Like, he's really good, but he just can't stay healthy. And like, if he could stay healthy, I feel like Rivers could have probably one of his best years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's just really good.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, 14. Oh God.
14 is Eli Manning. Was going to put him higher.
Why are you?
I did not.
High on Eli. I mean,
he's got OBJ. He's got Brandon Marshall.
He had OBJ and Shepard last season, and he had an awful season.
But now he has Brandon Marshall.
He really didn't have an awful of a season. Yeah, how awful of a season did he have?
Eli Manning. Here, I got stats right here. It is.
He had the most interceptions in the league. I'm almost positive.
No, Phil Rivers did.
Oh no, sorry. Well, he was like top 5.
Where the fuck is Eli Manning? Oh, there he is. So he had 4,027 yards, 26 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and he had a 63% completion rate.
I wouldn't say it's too bad, but their offense, he didn't have a running offense at all, and their offensive line is doo-doo.
Let's be honest though. 90% of that those yards and then stuff was OBJ breaking tackles. So
true,
because he led the league in broken tackles for receiver.
Yeah. Good God, get out of here.
Welcome to SPRtz. SPRtz, Steve.
Good God. All right. We've already talked about Eli Manning. Brandon, you're 13.
Ryan Tannehill.
So you are a little higher on him.
I'm a little high on him. I think he's like he keeps getting better every year, I think. Like last year, I guess they kind of considered it his breakout year.
You know why he broke out last year is because of Adam Gase.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
And I mean, like, I'm trying to think, and like his receivers should get a little bit more experience. Which is Devontae Parker should hopefully be better this year.
Who's the other one there? Is it
Jarvis Landry?
Jarvis Landry.
He's the receptions king.
Yeah.
Fantasy PPR receiver of all time.
Right. But yeah, I mean, like the Parker is. I think he's kind of like your big man, like
deep threat.
Yeah,
your Alshon.
Right. So I just think he just keeps getting better, and that's why I'm kind of high on him.
Yeah, it does suck he got hurt last year because he was getting better, but since he tore his ACL, it's kind of like he's definitely going to regress a little bit because of that. So
yeah, we'll see.
That yards per attempt or whatever, the completion thing, he was 8th. So
that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Who's there? Did they get Didn't they get the tight end that was with Jacksonville? What's his name?
Yeah, Julius
Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, they also have. Don't they also have Kenny Stills too?
Yeah.
Yep. Still? Yeah, I think so.
And their offensive line isn't too bad. Their offensive line is pretty good. Yeah.
They have Jay Ajayi, so that helps too.
I don't know. I'm a little iffy on him still.
He is also in Ballers. I found out recently.
Wait, who?
Jay Ajayi.
No.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, he's in the first episode of season 2. It's only for like a second.
Okay.
It's him and somebody else.
They're like that's right. Because the one dude's trying to play for them. But that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So my 13 is Cam Newton.
Oh,
I have Cam at 13. He got hurt last year. Last year I think was an anomaly for him. But I just don't think he's as good as people think he is. Especially as a thrower. He can throw really hard and he can run and scramble really well, but his accuracy I think can be a touch off. Like if he gets a little rattled, then it's like the ball's just flying everywhere. They're not on point, but he can be good. So I think that's the kind of area that we're in now. Like when we're getting these rankings is they could be a top quarterback, but there's definitely flaws in there.
I think if you were ranking quarterbacks as athletes, he would be top 5. But I think
definitely he'd be top 3 for me if you're you
take with a running ability. Like if you take, it's just
right.
I agree. I have him ranked very close.
He'd be lower, but since we're doing total quarterbacks, he's in that area.
If we would have done this list a year ago, I'd probably have him top 10. But
yeah,
I don't know. He seems like he's getting not physically fragile necessarily, but just like mentally fragile. Like he gets frazzled real easily.
That's because he probably had 17 concussions last year.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing too. Like, can we give him like an examination, please? Like,
yeah, I'm surprised nothing has come out that he didn't have a concussion in one of those games.
Yeah,
I thought isn't he? He's coming back from some type of surgery.
I don't know, shoulders? But like even in the very first game against the Broncos when he got fucking destroyed right in the face.
Oh, I know. Because I remember watching him be like, are they going to like take him off the field? He doesn't even look like he's in the fucking city.
Right. Another thing that we can talk about at a later time is like, speaking of him getting hit like that, is him not getting flags called for him.
Yeah.
And reasons why that is. Maybe because of his personality and how he is towards the referees.
But Drew Brees, they'd be all over it.
True.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's true. Unless you got Jerome Boger. He's black ref.
Oh yeah.
I think he's like a racist. Yeah. Yes.
I say there's one that I hate that I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And he'd just be like false start, and it was obviously a false start. Like, shut up.
All right, Justin, who's your 13?
My 13 is someone that I'm probably lower on by far than you guys. Is Ben Roethlisberger. Whoa! I think he's overrated.
Wow.
Yeah, explain this, please.
Okay, so I just don't think he. Okay, so we were doing this as of now. You go like maybe 3 to 4 years back, maybe I would have been like, okay. I feel like he's very much a product of the people around him: Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Marquise Wheaton if he doesn't smoke weed, stuff like that.
Wait, and like Marcus Wheaton now?
Not Marcus Wheaton. Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, Wheaton better not be smoking weed. Goddamn, he's our kick returner. Anyways, but I just don't think he's. I don't know. He's tough. I will give you that. He is one tough SOB. I don't want to get in a bathroom with him. That might not work out well for me. But basically, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just don't think he's actually really. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. Obviously, I have him as my number 13. I mean, he's in the top half. I just don't. I don't like him. I think is part of the bias. There's a little bit of bias to me just not generally liking him. I don't really like the Steelers either, so that's kind of just another thing there. But like Antonio Brown, like you take away some of these weapons, he would like. I meant to do this. I meant to look up what his stats were when Le'Veon Bell was out, when he didn't have that running game to run. But then again, he had D'Angelo Williams.
D'Angelo Williams did really well.
But that's what I'm saying. Like their run game is so good that usually it takes a lot of pressure off him. If that wasn't the case, I don't think he'd really. Although I guess you could say that for a lot of people, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I just think he's a little overrated.
I'm gonna hold off on my Ben reasoning because I have him a little higher than you do.
Yeah, me too.
Eric has him at 4 on his list. Who's watching? So
who the hell is Eric? Hi, Eric.
Eric's the guy that was playing the game with us, playing the voting game with us. The guy that was sitting across.
Oh, hey, I remember you.
That's
Eric and Kayla.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm just saying people's name live on Facebook. Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna hold my Ben.
You live on this? No, I don't even know.
Yeah. All right. Branden, number 12.
Number 12, Marcus Mariota. It's kind of the same thing with Tannehill. I mean, he's only been in the league for 2 years, but I feel like he's made like a drastic improvement. Yeah. So and like he just seems like a pretty big threat overall. And I don't know, he just seems like I don't even know if he was that good fantasy wise. Like, so I have no real bias towards him, but like I don't know, he just seemed like he got better and better as the season progressed, and then he got injured too, right?
Yeah, he got injured at the end of the year. Eric said sub dog. So Mariota, the thing also too with Mariota is, so his offensive line is really good. I think Titans' offensive line is one of the best in the league, but they are not known about. DeMarco Murray actually played all 16 games last year, and they had Derrick Henry, which was really good.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't have any really. He's not throwing to anybody though.
That's what I was getting to. Is he was so good without a good receiver.
Yeah,
they had Andre Johnson, but he was old and washed up at the time. They had the guy from Baylor,
Wright.
Yeah, Kendall Wright or whatever his name is.
The Bear now.
He's a Bear now.
Who had a down season though, right?
Right, he had a down, and then I don't.
Heard a lot.
He does have Jared Cook. No, not Jared Cook. Yeah, Jared Cook. Who's the tight end?
Delaney Walker, the greatest tight end.
Delaney Walker. Yeah, he was pretty good. Which I think he had a pretty decent year.
He definitely did. I had him on fantasy. I paid good money for that player.
We'll be getting to my Marcus Mariota soon. But I think that he's definitely progressing and very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I would have ranked him higher. Like I said, I wish I would have, because actually, like, he's someone I'm like a fan of. I don't know why. Just like I want him to do good. Like I want the Titans to win that division and like do well. Like I don't know why. Just something about them for a reason, that just like that team for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think because they don't have a lot of assholes on their team. Like they don't have a lot of bad people you think about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those people that like you said, Mariota. I like Mariota as a guy. He just seems like a cool.
Yeah. Anybody
cool
that
guy.
Eddie George played for, you want to root for.
True. All right. So my 12, we're on 12, right? My 12 is Jameis Winston. So very similar guys. Mariota's a little bit more of a scrambler than a Winston, but Winston's getting better. He has a ton of weapons this year.
Yeah, he does.
So if he doesn't have a top 10 year, then he's doing something wrong. I think he still makes a few mistakes with his interceptions, but the Bucs could potentially be one of those watch out teams. They were kind of like that last year. Like, I feel like they finished. What was that?
Super Bowl.
Oh,
I mean, they have a pretty good defense now too, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember who's on it, but I know there's a few big names on there.
No, Siri, get the fuck out of here.
I know they have good corners. I can't remember their names though.
They have Alteron Werner, I think, who was.
Yeah, Werner. That's the one. Brent Grimes was there.
Brent Grimes was there. He's on the Dolphins now, but they have Levante David is probably one.
Okay, yeah.
He's probably one of the best middle linebackers in the league. And then they have Gerald McCoy, who's.
Oh, duh! Fucking Gerald McCoy,
fucking one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Yeah,
So yeah, they got a pretty good defense, but their offense is it could be
should be lights out.
Mike Evans is ridiculous, dude.
And they got
Mike Evans is the best receiver in football, other than OBJ.
What?
Nailed it.
Okay,
we're gonna have a receiver one, right?
Yep, we're definitely having a receiver.
We are now.
You are completely wrong.
Nope.
Let me tell you, I'm just gonna say one name. Tell you why you're completely wrong. Julio Jones. I'm just gonna tell you. You're completely wrong.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Forgot about that one.
We're good. We can move on. We can.
Like,
shit!
You could make an argument that Julio is better than OBJ.
Yeah.
Like, I forget about him.
And then there's Antonio Brown.
Oh yeah, fucking Antonio Brown.
I have thoughts on that. Also, Chris Baker is now in the Bucks as well.
Oh yeah,
he's the new fucking Swaggy Baker, big Swaggy, fat fuck. All right, Justin, who's your 12?
My 12 is Cam Newton, and we already kind of talked about it, so we can just skip on.
All right, 11, Brandon.
Matthew Stafford. I think did you guys have him low, or
no, I have not said him yet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't said him yet either.
I think it was like a lot of the rankings I saw online had him lower, and I don't know. I feel like he's a nonstop competitor. Like, obviously he's gonna make mistakes and stuff like that, but he's doing everything he possibly can to win the game, and it's usually all on his back.
Last year he took over, I think, for the nickname Matty Ice. Like, he had the most comeback victories. I think last year he had like 9 or 10 comeback victories or whatever.
It was ridiculous.
Almost every win they had was a comeback victory. He had to win in the last drive of the game, basically.
Like, yeah, and then he keeps losing all his best players.
Right. And he doesn't have a running game.
You got Calvin Johnson saying like, "Yeah, left because they suck."
Right.
Jeez, come on, Calvin, have some chill.
Didn't you just say if the Lions would release him, he would come back and play for somebody? I'm fairly certain it just came out, and I don't remember.
He did. I don't remember.
It was probably Patriots or some.
No, it wasn't Patriots. It was Oh, he said he wanted to play with Derek Carr.
Yeah, that was Oakland.
If the Lions would release him, he would go to Oakland.
Because that was actually a rumor before Lynch got signed. Is that because he had made another comment kind of like that, like that he would like to go to Oakland,
right?
And then like everyone's like, "Oh," and then he's like, "Nah, they won't let me
go." So Matt,
okay. So since you just said that, side convo, real quick. If you are the Lions, would you let him go to a different team? Like, yeah, I guess do they have the trade right? Do they have the trade rights, or do they just have to release them? Or
I don't know. Is it like just like the Carson Palmer thing, where he had to like retire for a year and then he could come back and go wherever he wanted, or something like that?
No, because Calvin Johnson already has been retired for a year.
Yeah, he's been.
Oh yeah, so I don't know how that works.
It's just like Marshawn Lynch's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's still technically under contract for the Lions because he didn't play last year. Like he didn't get paid for that. But if he were to come back and play for the Lions, they would have to pay him whatever his contract is.
Right.
I think that's how it works. So they'd either have to trade him or release him.
So yeah, I guess the option be: do we pay him to play, or do we say fuck it and adios?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just clarify that.
Yeah. So I'll get to Matt Stafford a little later in the.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
A lot later.
So my number 11 I have is Kirk Cousins at number 11.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I have Kirk at number 11. We could talk about this all day because he's a Redskins quarterback and I'm a Redskins fan. He obviously broke the records. I just think that he needs to get that ice vein syndrome down that Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford got last year. And just, I don't know, pull through in the clutch. That's his big thing, is the clutch. Obviously.
You know, the other thing he's got to do is learn how to throw a fucking fade in the corner of an end zone.
They just need to not throw fades, okay?
Or just cut them out. Yeah, I guess that's
the first one didn't work.
Right.
Let's not throw 2 more. Let's try running the ball.
Here's also the thing. You don't throw fades to Deshaun Jackson. You don't throw jump ball fades to a guy that's 5'10". You just don't do that.
I just remember giving Gal so much shit in that Eagles game.
Oh,
they just kept throwing him. It's like, are they just going to keep doing that play and hope it works eventually? Or
they also did that in the Cowboys game. They did it 3 times in a row to Josh Doxson.
Maybe it was Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the Cowboys game. They tried to do it 3 times in a row to Josh Doxson, who, yes, he's 6'1" and can jump, but he was a rookie. And, like, they literally only put him in for that. Like, they only put him in for that. And you're not going to do that.
Well, in that one big reception he had, but.
Yeah.
So is Jay Gruden just basically like the average Madden player? Like, that's my go-to play. It didn't work. Let's try it again.
So funny thing, Jay, that wasn't Jay Gruden's call. It was actually Sean McVay. He's the one that loved the fade.
Oh, and he's one.
So you'll probably see a lot more fades in LA this year for the Rams.
Sorry.
I don't know how good Jared Goff has at throwing fades. Probably can't be much worse.
You could have stopped that throwing. You just stopped after throwing.
I don't know how good Jared Goff is at throwing.
and we took your tallest receiver too, so
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have Brian Quick. All right, so that's Kirk. I'm sure we'll get it to you when you guys are talking about your Kirk. But Justin, what's your number 11?
My number 11 is Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm last year they just kept making excuses. Maybe he was actually hurt, maybe he wasn't. But I just feel like I think defenses are kind of figuring out that whole Seattle thing. Now, granted, last year that O-line was just complete doo-doo.
The past 6 years, their O-line's been doo-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. There's like he was fine that one. I feel like his every year passes, he just kind of like wavers off. Now, granted, he was injured. I know for like a good chunk of last year, so he might just like slap me in the face with statistics this year. But
here's why Russell Wilson wasn't doing so good. Sierra.
In future,
yeah, man, I thought I dropped Russell Wilson low.
I've always just had like this.
I
actually, like the Roethlisberger
I'm not even lie. I dropped him low. Like I dropped him lower on my list because I hate his face. That's the only reason why. But he's still higher. Like he's still closer. He's still higher on my list than yours was. So I don't.
He is higher on my list, but not by much.
I just don't feel like he's really good at anything. He's like the jack of all trades, master
of none. He's above average.
Well, here's also another thing: is he actually has the second highest current active
rating,
passer rating.
PPR.
Yeah.
It's just so I don't know.
The other thing too with him is like his receivers are all like not superstar receivers. Like he hasn't had a superstar receiver. They've all been above average to good. I feel like
who you can't like who's their real number one? I guess you could say Baldwin, but
you put him on another team with Jimmy a superstar. Yeah, that's the thing is he did get Jimmy Graham,
but he hasn't done shit with him. That's another thing.
Right.
Like last year he did. Graham was better, but he wasn't Drew Brees. Jimmy Graham were literally freaking a million touchdowns. It was so like I feel like. Now, granted, I'm not saying Russell Wilson needs to be Drew Brees, but I'm just saying they got Jimmy Graham, and they just really haven't done that much with him, I feel like.
One thing Russell Wilson is really good at is evading stuff. He's good at maneuvering in the pocket.
Yeah.
He's like an expert game manager, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, he's the top of...
Also, that motherfucker can slide. He's a good slider.
He slides
that's a baseball experience.
That is the baseball experience, yeah.
He probably slid right into Sierra's DMs, too.
Oh, shit. All right, get the fuck out, Branden.
Yeah, he really is good sliding.
Right? All right, Branden, what's your number 10?
Number 10, Cam Newton.
Okay.
Yeah, we already kind of went over it. Like, he's like, overall, he's like complete. I mean, not complete, but like
he completes
physical. Yeah, he completes me. I don't know. It's just he's one of those. Like, yeah, he did get frazzled, but like I feel like sometimes when he's like got his back against the wall, there is times where he's shown he can
pull it through, pull it together when he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he also has some pretty good receivers now with Funchess and Kelvin Benjamin, and he has, I think, we'll get into it. I think one of the
about Funchess. I'm a little iffy on him.
No, I'm not thinking they're good. They have potential.
He
also has Ted Ginn who can just go up and catch a 50-50
Not anymore, he don't.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
And he also has the new running back.
Oh, the white guy?
Went, but I think he went to San Fran. I don't remember. I just know he's not in the.
Yeah, he's got Christian McCaffrey now.
I don't think he's gonna be anything. But anyway,
I think he will be good in the pass game. I don't think he's gonna be good at running because the Panthers run a power scheme, and he's not a power running back.
Yeah,
true.
So it could be okay if they'd use Jonathan Stewart like they said they're going to as the main running back, and then spell him with McCaffrey. Yeah, basically ground and pound. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll see on Cam Newton. My number 10 is Marcus Mariota. We've kind of already gone over, I think, everything with him, but he's gotten much, much better, and he has the ability to scramble, and I think he is just going to keep getting better because the Titans, as a team, keep getting better with better players. So that's my 10. Justin?
My number 10 is Jameis Winston, and it's mainly a lot because of the weapons he's got. O.J. Howard, Deshaun Jackson, not to mention Mike Williams.
O.J. Howard, good God.
Yeah, Doug Martin, if he's not like... Although I've heard... See, okay, I feel like Doug Martin of training camp and offseason where they're like, oh my God, he looks as good as he did his rookie year, and then literally comes out. Now, granted, he was good last year, so I can't take that away from him necessarily, but... Right. I think if they get all that working, plus we already talked about the defense a little bit, Jameis Winston should definitely be a top 10 quarterback, and if he's not, then I think they need to start looking for a new quarterback.
You think this early they already starting to looking for a new one?
They got rid of Mike Glennon after like 2 years, and he
Mike Glennon's doo-doo. So.
Fuck you! All right.
I'm just saying Mike Glennon wasn't the number one overall pick.
No, I know, but like he wasn't. Mike Glennon was one of those quarterbacks that was kind of like. They were still like figuring out, and then he got injured for a year in 2015, and then it was like, "Fuck this shit. We have an opportunity to get Jameis Winston. We're gonna get him." And then they just did that.
Yeah, I think Winston could be good. Who's the other tight end besides OJ? Oh, Cameron Brate.
Yep,
he came on.
Yeah,
he could be pretty good too. Who's besides Mike Evans? Who was their wide receiver? Like who was the other wide receiver they had last year?
Well, they had Vincent Jackson, but he was out most of the year. And then they had there's a white dude. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Adam Humphries.
Yeah,
I think.
I thought there was another guy though, like a faster guy.
There was a black dude too.
That's racist, Brandon. Just because he's black doesn't mean he's fast.
I didn't say anything about it. I just said he was fast.
You inferred it with your eyes,
right? All right. Anyway, I'll look that up while we're.
I'm already there. Adam Humphries. They must have got rid of him because he's not on the team no more.
Freddie Martino, Reedy. Darrell Walker, Bobo Wilson, Chris Godwin. Oh, he could be another one. He's a rookie that could be pretty good. That's about it.
Lewis Murphy. That guy. When I was thinking of
Lewis Murphy. Yeah,
that's not the guy I was thinking of either. I don't know. Anyway, I could have. Maybe. Right. I don't know. We'll see.
Russell Shepard.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay.
Who knows? All right, number 9, Brandon.
Number 9, Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm the highest on Kirk Cousins out of all of us. Like, what the fuck's going on there?
Are you really? Oh yeah, you haven't.
Yeah, I thought you guys were gonna both have him like 5 after his year last year.
No.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be. I thought I was being biased, but
perfect pass to Antonio Cromartie. So.
Look, so I don't know. I feel like, honestly, he probably deserves whatever money he gets. Like, it's because it's not really about who's the best quarterback. It's about what you're getting at that point. And like, unless we have like some amazing plan B, like Cousins is much. Yeah. I don't know. And like, I feel like he gets a lot of the blame for the last season where he doesn't deserve it. Like, our defense was atrocious. Like, it was one of the worst defenses in the league
all time.
Yeah,
all time.
And so it's like, yeah, he made a few mistakes here and there, but like, we would have been 10-6 if it weren't for that defense. Easy.
Yeah, we were already 9. I mean, we were already 9-6. We could have been wataver. We were 9-6-1.
Right, and then there's a few like, I mean, then there was like all these.
We were
kicks from
Dustin Hopkins.
From Dustin Hopkins, like all those important kicks, like the Cowboys game, like we actually could have been up by 6 or no. What did we?
Cardinals game.
Is that what it was? I could have sworn.
Cardinals game is when he missed an overtime. He missed a 30-yard field goal in overtime.
No, but didn't.
Oh, he missed the extra point. I think
he missed like 2 kicks in the Cowboys game that could have given us the 6 points to like win or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know. It's I think Cousins gets a lot of the blame around here just because we're very, very sensitive about our QBs. Like we haven't had a good one in forever.
25 years.
Welcome to my life.
True.
So, I don't know. That's why
other than Cutler, I apologize. Jay Cutler is the greatest quarterback of all time. And now he'll be the greatest announcer of all time.
I'll wait for Justin to bring up his ranking of Kirk before I give my reasoning for.
You just want me to give my ranking now?
No, we can just wait.
Okay,
we'll just wait. What are we on, 9?
Yeah.
My 9 is Russell Wilson. We've already gone over my thing with Russell Wilson is I feel like he's good, but then like the guys that I have in front of him, it was one of those things where like I'm like Russell Wilson, I'm like, is this guy better than Russell Wilson? Okay, put him here, and like he just kept kind of getting bumped down. So that's my 9, but we've already gone over why he's good. So Justin,
my number 9 is Andrew Luck.
Okay.
Whoa, Brand, that's struck a nerve.
No. I mean,
what?
I didn't want to say anything. I mean, he's gonna be my next.
Oh, okay. So now he spoiled it. Now no one's gonna watch for the next 10 minutes. No,
it's literally only me watching anyway. So
yeah, it's only me watching YouTube. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. He could easily be top 3 potentially, but he's always hurt or this or that. There's always like an excuse. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like,
yeah. They don't have a run game. Their offensive line is bad. They don't have anybody other than T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, that whole team is right now. But like, they could. I feel like they're one of those teams that could you look on paper and you're like, they really shouldn't be that bad. They got like T.Y. Hilton and Philip Dorsett, and they got like a bunch of other guys, and like I'm just like looking like Frank Gore has been decent. He's not like great, but he's not terrible. He does enough. So it's like you just feel like they should be better, but they're not, and I feel like if he was really that great of a leader and a quarterback, that he would make them do better, because it's like too much Drew Brees,
or Peyton Manning,
Peyton Manning, exactly.
That team. Here's what the Colts thought is: so Peyton Manning made everybody better. Peyton Manning left, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got Andrew Luck now. He'll do the same thing that Peyton Manning did, where he'll make everybody better." But that's not how it went. They don't.
Right.
I mean, T.Y. Hilton is really good, but they didn't have a Marvin Harrison. They didn't have a Reggie Wayne. They don't have an Edgerrin James from back in the day. It's just, and then that's what they were kind of hoping for with Luck, is he would be the next Peyton Manning, but I don't. Yeah. It's going to be a while before we see an actual next Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
Right. So. Yeah, I mean, since I guess he was my number 8, I'll just talk about him now. But yeah, I mean, his offensive line sucks. The defense is pretty terrible.
Doo-doo.
And it almost looks like he's trying too hard to make everything better out there. Like
I think the pressure's
it seems like it gets to him, and he feels like he has to actually be the one to he has to be the next Peyton,
maybe if he shaved his fucking beard.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely just seems like there's certain moments where he's just overwhelmed and he's trying too hard, and then he makes a big mistake or something like that. But he's still a really good receiver. I mean, quarterback. Jesus.
Because I think it kind of wasn't really fair to him, because he came with the expectation that, okay, we're gonna let Peyton Manning walk. We're gonna let him go somewhere else
to get you.
Get you. So you better do good. So he's it's one of those things where like that, and then not to mention, I feel like sometimes he just kind of ignores his injuries in a way, because
last year.
Yeah.
Literally they didn't say anything about his injury, and all of a sudden it's oh yeah, he's got this injury and this injury and this injury, and he's out. It's wait a minute, he just played yesterday and didn't leave the game. What happened?
By the way, his shoulder fucking destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean it's kind of going back to what I said, he kind of puts too much on his shoulders, and that leads to him
that leads to a shoulder tear.
Yeah. So
got him.
Yeah. So that's why he's my number 9.
Okay. And then he's also Brandon's number 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So my number 8 is Derek Carr.
Oh.
Okay. All right. He just got the big payday. I think he's really good. He's got weapons in Oakland. I think there's some things that he can still get better at, and I think he will get better at. And I see him in the next year or two being a top 5 quarterback, top 3 possibly, depending on if certain people retire. But I think he's the next wave of the big quarterbacks. Once Roethlisberger's gone, once Drew Brees is gone, once Tom Brady's gone, once Carson, Eli, Phil, I think Derek Carr is the next face of NFL quarterbacks.
I think it'll be him and Matt Ryan will be the new faces.
I'm not saying he will be the face. I'm thinking he'll be.
Yeah.
The other thing too is Matt Ryan's not super young either anymore.
Right, True. Matt Ryan's. Yeah, I mean he's good.
Like he'll be like when Derek Carr gets to that level, Matt Ryan will basically be like Tom Brady.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he retires before that.
Maybe they'd be more like Mariota and Carr or something like that, or Luck.
Yeah, that's what my think is Mariota, Carr, Winston, Kirk. Not even. Kirk
I'm not
Cousins
completely
anymore.
sold on Winston just yet, but
yeah, that was my thought. So
Trubisky.
Yeah. No. So yeah. So plus Derek Carr. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Plus Derek
I don't necessarily agree, but
Derek Carr's got some pretty good offensive weapons now too, and his offensive line is one of the best in football. So plus he's got Marshawn Lynch, who will not get 10 touchdowns or 1,200 yards or whatever our bet was.
Will do that, and you will get some type of punishment for disagreeing with me.
So who's their other, Michael Crabtree. That's Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Amani Toomer.
I almost do that every time I say his name.
That's old. Didn't they just get somebody else though as a receiver?
I know
they must have, because Crabtree is getting old and he's okay.
Did they draft somebody?
I don't know.
Who did they draft? I think they did draft.
I honestly don't know. I can't remember any of their draft picks.
Let's see. Seth Roberts, Johnny Holton, Jaden. Oh, they got Cordell Patterson.
Oh, that's who. I remember thinking maybe on Oakland he'll actually
they
happen.
can use him right. Yeah.
Because I remember after that first season, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Cordell Patterson, he's the number one. He's this," and then he did nothing.
Yeah. Funny thing is,
he's a Vikings receiver that became a bust.
Just like Charles Johnson, we'll stop.
Yeah,
we'll be here all day if I start doing that.
Funny thing is, I could see Terrell Pryor having another really good season, being too expensive for us, and then going to Oakland.
Like going back to Oakland?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Terrible. Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper. God damn, Terrell Pryor, good God. Although they don't have a tight end, so.
Don't they have that Michael Rivera?
Motherfucker, they got Jared Cook.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and I was like, didn't they get Jared? Because everyone's all crazy excited.
They got rid of Michael Rivera. They have Clive Wolford is who was supposed to be.
That's who I was thinking of.
We drafted him last year, and he was a
had
bust.
Moments.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway, all right. So that was Derek Carr. Derek Carr is my number 8. Yeah. So Justin, number 8.
Number 8 is Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
I just we already kind of talked about it, but I feel like he's kind of like Ben Roethlisberger in a way where he's just tough as nails. He's either gonna have to be pretty injured to not play.
It's because of that giant fucking jaw he's got,
right? Because I've had him in fantasy a few times, including last year, and he just always if he's got a questionable tag on Wednesday, I know that he's gonna probably be fine. He's gonna play.
Right.
He had that thumb injury last year, and I was just like.
Yeah, just look at the last game of the season for them against the Packers. Obviously, the only person he could have lost to at the time was Aaron Rodgers. He brought his team back. They were in the game, gonna win, and then Aaron Rodgers was like, "Fuck you, bro, I'm better."
Right.
So yeah. So I still haven't said Matt Stafford yet, but
yeah. So I've always feel like people rank him lower than it's kind of like Phillip Rivers in a way, where people just overlook him, but then I think it's
because people don't like him. He can come off as arrogant.
Yeah,
he's got the Jake Ellis syndrome where he knows he's a good player, or at least he thinks he's he thinks he's the best, and he knows he's super confident in his abilities.
Right,
but
he definitely shows off on the field too, though. He'll make gestures to the opponent's sidelines and stuff like that, and. So I could see why, he's I don't know, he's probably what people compare to Bryce Harper in baseball, but that's nothing compared to what Matt Stafford does.
Yeah, but it's similar. It's the cockiness that you know you have the ability and that you're really good.
Yeah,
but you're not that good to be able to do that. Plus, he
had a good year too.
Plus, he plays for the fucking Lions. He did have a good year.
Yeah, 4,327 yards.
Yeah, I wonder if that actually kind of goes into it. Just Lions are so unrespected or disrespected that he just doesn't get enough.
He also didn't have a true number one receiver, right?
Well, he was supposed. I mean, Golden Tate kind of turned into that in a way.
Right, but then he also had Marvin, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Marvin Jones was at the first.
He was supposed to be the number one.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Those guys, I don't feel like are number one.
Those are number two receivers on any other team. Well, not any other, but most teams.
Yeah. And he had zero running game. His running game is a pass game. Yeah. So
it was Theo Riddick.
Right.
Dump off pass.
Hopefully that might change with Abdullah. If he can stay healthy. If Abdullah can stay healthy.
Zach Zenner didn't do too bad.
Because they didn't draft anybody, so they obviously have confidence in Abdullah.
Right.
Abdullah should be he's had flashes.
Yeah, exactly. He was actually pretty good early on in the season before he went down.
Right.
So,
and they got the tight end,
Ebron.
Like he started coming on last year, and actually he should have done better, but he kept having stupid penalties when he'd score touchdowns.
Yeah. There's some things too that are saying that he's pretty excited in his new role this year. So I think they're going to get him more active in the pass game.
Hold on, I gotta make a note so I can draft him in fantasy football. Okay.
You use the same app that I do. I don't know why. Which I don't like their update. I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't. I saw that there was an update, and I noticed the notifications look different. And I don't like that. But
for what? For SleeperBot.
Don't tell him. Now he knows. He already beat me last year, that asshole.
But him and I are sharing a fantasy team.
True.
Well, fuck.
Anyway, we're on number 7, right?
Yep, Brandon's number 7.
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
He wins the games for them most of the time, to be honest.
That's the thing with Russell Wilson. He is a winner.
Yeah. And like I said, I could have ranked him higher, but I hate his stupid face.
Yeah.
Correct.
He just looks like he's high all the time, and he never has any expressions. It's like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Russell Wilson lost the Super Bowl.
True. Have you seen Russell Wilson yet?
Yes, he was my number 11. I actually had him the lowest, I think.
Oh, okay. And I had him 9. Brandon had him 7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about the right range, I'd say.
Yeah. My number 7 is Andrew Luck. So we've already.
So I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. So we just.
Yeah, we're kind of all
moved around.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if our number 1 and 2s are going to be the same. Like, I know one of us or two of us are going to have the same, but I have a feeling.
Yeah. We'll get there. The top 5 is going to be interesting to see how we have those. I think we might have. Well, no, we won't, because Justin already underranked somebody in my top 7.
Yeah. Mine too.
All right. So my 7 was Andrew Luck. Justin, who's your number 7?
My number 7 is Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk.
Whoa!
You like that?
Good job.
Or whatever it was.
Oh, wee.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But
wait a minute. Have you said Dak Prescott yet?
No, I've not.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was. That's why I already knew.
Okay, so Kirk Cousins. Okay, Kirk Cousins. That's why I think you guys are crazy for putting him low, and I think it's because you are Redskins fans that you're being harder on him, because he was 3rd overall in yards per game. Okay. Quarterback rating, he was, where would he go? He was 7th.
So
he's good. Like,
yeah. I mean, he's in my top 10. I mean, like, obviously, I think he's pretty
I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. It's like, what do you do that with? Pierre Garçon and fucking Deshaun Jackson, who does like 3 good games a year? Jordan Reed.
That offensive system.
No running game.
Like, okay, that's no another conversation that I want to have, is that offensive system is extremely underrated. Gruden is a very good offensive coach.
So,
like, I feel like that's very underrated, and which like pisses me off. Why, like, everyone says Cousins should go to San Francisco. I actually think Gruden is better than Shanahan offensively.
So we're gonna see this year is if it was Gruden or if it was Sean McVay, because a lot of people have said that Sean McVay was a lot of the brains behind the way that the offense was run. My big thing with Cousins is,
but it's still Gruden's.
Oh, I know. But the thing, it was more McVay's ability to get the most out of quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, they all talked about how McVay was very detailed in his approach and everything like that. But apparently, like, what's his name? Callahan. Is that our new? What is his name?
Bill Callahan.
Is that our new
No,
OC?
That is our offensive line coach.
Who's our new OC? I thought it was Callahan.
I know. I
thought they just promoted him.
Anyways,
whoever it's supposed to be, they were saying he's also extremely detailed, and like they'll be working together with the game plans. But it'll be Gruden, Kavanaugh. That's who it is.
Yeah.
No, that's the QB coach, right?
He was the QB coach, and he's now offensive coordinator.
Okay, yeah, but like Gruden will obviously be calling the plays this year, but
yeah. So my thing with Kirk Cousins that reasons that I ranked him lower was, one, the interceptions in clutch time, and two, red zone. A big part of the red zone was play calling, and a lot of the, like, even the third down stuff was play calling. But I feel like as a quarterback, you need to either run or find a way to throw it away, or just something. You have to be able to create something, I think, as a quarterback, and he just didn't do it in the red zone. We were terrible in the red zone. Yeah. So I feel like those are his two. Like, we drove from the 20 to the 20 is money.
Right. Then, like, so okay, with my reasoning, it's not necessarily that I think lowly of Cousins. I just think that the quarterbacks I chose are better. And I feel like that's pretty justified, like, for most of them. Maybe I could honestly maybe put Luck lower than him. But other than that, I feel like they're pretty justified, except for Justin picking Prescott before him.
Right, so here's a question that I heard on the radio that I want to ask both of you. Do you think Cousins has peaked? Do you think he could be even better? Or do you think
I do
think that he could be better?
Absolutely.
I feel like I would compare him to like a Drew Brees in a way. Like he likes to. I feel like he could actually end up throwing the long ball a little more this year. And obviously he's got the arm to do it, and like I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna break more records again this year. So
5,500 yards and 7,000.
Like he almost got 5,000 yards, right?
Yeah.
Or not 5,000.
4,700 yards.
Yeah, you're right. He almost had 5,000.
Right.
All right. Kirk Cousins.
No, actually, he had 4,917.
Yeah,
almost had 5,000.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I just think that I kind of feel like Cousins is Drew Brees. That last year he was on San Diego before he went to the Saints, where like he was. Everyone's like, this guy should be so good. Why is he not? Like, I feel like if he went, like, I could even see him like replacing Drew Brees, or like if like the Saints, if Brees retired, and then like he'd say he didn't stay with the Redskins and goes to Sean Payton, like I could see something like that. I don't know if that would work out for him because their defense is also awful, but I don't know. I just put him at 7 because I just feel like I didn't think he was worse than Stafford, Luck, Winston, or Wilson. So I was like, I feel like he's in that conversation with those guys. So, and I just happen to think I feel like he's underrated in a way. I feel like people, like, if you looked at the stats, he's in line with the top 5, 6, 7 guys. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely underrated when it comes to our front office. But like I said, I could have maybe switched out Luck over him or over Cousin or whatever, switch those two out. But Wilson, I mean, he's going to the championship, and a lot of that was on him.
Yeah.
And then like, a lot of these players like have won games like on their backs, and even I think Cousins has done that more than a few times, but
he hasn't done it enough. He had the one really big one in Tampa Bay, and then a few after that. Right, but that's the thing is I don't think he has that gene unlocked, that node in his skill tree unlocked yet of the being a winner. Like that's why I have Russell Wilson and Matt Stafford and even a little bit more Andrew Luck, maybe not so much, but like because they have proven to win big games. Like Cousins won normal games, like the Tampa Bay game wasn't really it was a big game for the Redskins in the season, but it wasn't really like high pressure. Whereas like last year with the Giants game at the end of the year, all we had to do was win against a team that wasn't playing their starters, and we couldn't even do it.
Right. Although I put most of the blame on the defense on that one. Well, also, for the Tampa Bay game, we were like supposed to win that game. We shouldn't have had to come back.
We were also at that game, and that was very exciting.
It was a very fun game.
It was a very fun game. We did see, Okay. Anyway,
but
What?
All right.
I like how we're arguing with you, and you have Cousins higher.
I know, right?
Yeah, just like I don't know. I just you said the thing about not winning big games, but like who else didn't win a lot of big games was Matt Ryan, and now I guarantee he's in your top 3. So like,
nope.
That's what are you smoking? Anyways, but that's what I'm saying, like he is like Matt Ryan was always there. They always were like, oh, always in the playoffs, or always this, or always the big game. He always would lose. But like, and the thing is, Kirk Cousins does not and has never had a Julio Jones or a Roddy White or like those like that top echelon receiver. And like you would say Deshaun Jackson, I guess, but to be honest, I'd say he's at the bottom of that top echelon, if even that, because he's a burner. Like, and Garcon, he's a great receiver, but he's not like that.
Right.
He's not a game changing.
But he has had Jordan Reed.
Yes, and that tight end, I guess that helps, but also Reed had his injury issues on and off as well through his career. But that's what I'm just saying. It's like I just feel like if you gave him like an OBJ, a Julio Jones, someone like that, I think Cousins would go up that next level, and then maybe you'd be because like quarterback can't do it himself. He needs someone to help him get to that win games. He can't just throw Eli Manning. Right. 2 Super Bowls. Right, exactly.
Eli has 2 Super Bowls because of the defense.
Yeah,
and because of
a miraculous catch.
Yeah, miraculous.
David Tyree's sticky helmet.
Right. And what was the other one? Who was the other catch? God, I can't even remember his name now.
Amani Toomer.
Plaxico Perez.
It was that sideline catch.
Yeah.
Name.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It's not important.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll move. We'll save more cousin talk for when we talk Redskins and Bears. Who are we on? 7?
No, we just did 7.
I just did my 7.
Okay.
The 6.
Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know. He's like, so Justin made a good point about not Julio Jones, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, but like, and I guess I'm kind of basing this more on the past seasons because like there were times when like there was like no real offensive scheme, like it was just kind of a pitch and catch with them where and Roethlisberger was just making the plays himself, surviving the pocket, like getting outside, making plays with like the long ball and stuff like that. So I keep saying long ball, I meant deep ball.
I understand long ball's fine.
But yeah, so that's like I didn't want to go too high on him, but like I still think he deserves close to the top 5. But so I put him at 6.
Yeah, like I said, if you go back 5 years, I probably have had him higher. But I just don't think he can win the big game anymore. He always seems to just like playoffs. He just can't do it. Like I guess when you're going against like Tom Brady, that's kind of
I feel like that's a handicap for everybody.
Like when you're always running up against New England Patriots, who are basically a juggernaut, then I guess I understand a little bit, or Denver Broncos or whoever.
Well, so here's a stat that I think we talked about more around Super Bowl time. Since like the year 2001, I think there's only ever been 3 quarterbacks in the AFC that have gone to the Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger. I'm sorry, the 4 with Joe Flacco. Peyton Manning, Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady. There's never been any other quarterbacks. Ben's been there twice, I think. 2 or 3 times.
I think I want to say 3. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think 2 because they won 1. No, they beat the Seahawks and lost to the Packers. So it's only been 2.
Okay.
Flacco was 1. Manning was 3 or 4. And then Brady was obviously every other one. But like that just goes to show the competition that Roethlisberger's had in as far as big games and playoffs. I have him a little higher even, so I'm gonna hold off on my reasoning for that.
Okay.
So number 6 for me is Matt Stafford. We've already gone over basically everything with him. I think he's getting even better. He does it without a lot of supporting cast, and last year he showed he had the ice in his veins to move on and get in that top area. So that's my number 6. Justin.
My number 6 is Derek Carr. We kind of already talked about him. I had him above Cousins because he had more touchdowns and less interceptions than him. Basically, they had very similar stats, but that was one thing that was different. So I just went Carr over Cousins for that reason. It was close, but
I thought it was alphabetical.
Actually, yeah, that's the truth. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those damn A's.
Right? All right, so here we go. Top 5 quarterbacks.
Top 5. Number 5, Derek Carr. Just talked about him. Yeah, basically, like Justin just said, he had pretty good stats. He also did that. He also put up those stats, making a few comeback wins.
Yeah. Here's the big thing. He did all of that as an Oakland Raider.
Right. He what did they get? 12 wins or 13 wins?
12, I think.
Yeah, and that was like before he got injured, and
that's another thing too. Is if you talk about like MVPs of teams, like he got hurt. Like, look at what happened to him in the playoffs.
No chance.
They got shit on.
Yeah. So
by the Texans.
By the Texans.
Right. Who, I mean, their defense is really good, but Jesus, did they have?
They didn't have. Yeah, like the Texans were just there because everyone else in that division sucked. So like someone had to go. So they're like, I guess we'll go.
I feel like that's the reason we want the Titans to win, is because everybody has been sucking in that division, and so like the Texans win by default.
Right.
So we just want the Titans to actually.
We want a team to like come out on the top, like consistent.
Right. It's not who loses the least; it'll be who actually wins the most. Is what we want to see. So. Derek Carr, number 5. My number 5 is Drew Brees. I don't really think we need to go into why Drew Brees is
the greatest
top. Yeah, but I mean,
he has. Just one stat. Did you know that he has more 5,000-yard seasons combined than any other QB?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Did you know that he has more 5,000 yards seasons combined than the entire Washington Redskins organization in history?
Wait, you mean like
the whole team?
Like any overall quarterback, no quarterback for the Redskins has ever thrown over 5,000 yards, and he has like 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I bet there's other organizations too that don't have that.
Yeah.
But like for him to have as many as he does, I think it's like 5 or 6 seasons of 5,000 plus yards.
Yeah.
Like yards yards don't translate to wins. But Jesus fucking Christ! Like
he almost broke his record last year for most yards, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
he was like 20 yards, or no, he was. Well, whoever has the record, he was like 20 yards away from breaking it.
Yeah, it was Peyton, because Peyton broke Drew Brees' record.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's right. Yeah, he did it with Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Drew Brees.
I feel like twice a year he has like a 500-yard game.
Yeah.
Just because like he's like a dude out with like Eli Manning or something.
He never has less than 400 yards. I feel like.
I know, like he's a great fantasy quarterback. Although you will, the only thing is like indoor games he's like awesome. Outdoor games he's not as good.
You put him
he does have that, but
yeah,
he's not like terrible. I mean, he's still better than most of your options, but
yeah. But yeah, so Drew Brees at number 5. He's just his accuracy, like it's just so on point. Like it's just like like just perfect. Every time the ball's perfect in the spot it needs to be.
Yeah.
He may not be able to throw far, but he doesn't need to because he doesn't have Brandon Coleman anymore. But
you mean not Coleman?
Whatever. Brandon.
He doesn't have Cooks. Yeah.
Cooks. Yeah.
So. Yeah, Drew Brees is my number 5. Dak Prescott, number 5.
Oh, nailed it. Number 5.
Terrible choice.
Prescott.
Do you really? Okay. I want you to do what I did with Prescott. Put Cousins in his position, in his offense. Do you really think Prescott is better than Cousins?
Prescott is better.
In that situation.
Do you think? Okay, I want you to, like, if you put, like, some of the...
I think Cousins would put a pair. But here's the thing. Prescott does his job perfectly. What his role is, he nails it. He doesn't need to go and throw 4,500 yards because he has an offensive line. He has a run game. He does his role. He doesn't make mistakes. He's consistent. He leads.
Here, let me tell you.
So what about who did you say was like the...
Think about the playoff game against Green Bay. If Jared Cook doesn't make that pass, he led that team to victory. They would have gone to the NFC Championship game because of Dak Prescott, not because of Elliott.
But Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Like but Aaron Rodgers is above him. So I will tell you this. Let me just tell you this so you guys could real get mad. I had him as 3 originally.
What? Good God.
I just think he's good. Like, I believe. I'm all in. I believe in him.
He does his job, but what about like Alex Smith a year ago who did his job?
Yeah, I don't think he does it as well. Because he doesn't win. They're not because here's the thing. He didn't Kansas City has a stout defense, or at least they have in the years past. He doesn't Dallas's defense is okay. It's not like I'd say it's maybe above good.
Dallas's defense last year was an anomaly. Their defense this year is going to be,
and it's only because their offense was so good,
right?
Like they're on the field the entire time.
Yes.
I feel like Dallas is a run first team, but I feel like when he has to pass, he's done well.
He also has Des Bryant and Cole Beasley, Jason Witten.
Does he have Des Bryant? I feel like Des Bryant's injured 90% of the time.
I'm pretty sure Des Bryant played a lot last year.
He was on and off.
Actually, yeah, I feel like it was just kind of non-existent for a few games. Like he wasn't injured. He's just
So
wasn't it last year when week 1 he was? Yeah, it was definitely because I drafted his stupid ass because
he played 13 games last year.
Yeah. What?
Damn, he played. So here's Des Bryant's stats from last year. He played 13 games, started 13. He was targeted 96 times. He only caught it 50.
Damn.
Well, I guess
and he only had 796 yards receiving.
That one game against Washington didn't help him because he kept dropping passes.
Yeah, because Josh Norman's a fucking beast.
Norman's the worst. We're gonna rank corners. Norman's last, and everyone else is above him.
Yeah.
No, anyway. Prescott, 3rd in quarterback rating last year. Now, granted, I understand, but I don't know. I think he's a good quarterback.
RG3 2012.
Yeah,
but he's not though, because Prescott's skill isn't running. It's not he does it when he needs to. It's not like RG3 where it was a crutch for him. Literally, he's oh, pocket's breaking out now. Here I go. Bye bye. He doesn't Prescott will stick in the pocket and make the throw if he has to. If there's something there.
Okay.
He had 3,667 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 4 picks.
Yeah,
he was still sacked 25 times. So he had more yards than Brady. And Brady missed 4 games, but I forgot about that part. But he only okay. But here's the thing, though. He only attempted 20 more passes than Brady, and he still had just as good a stats.
So the thing
Brady got sacked less.
A big thing with Prescott is the defense is always stacked 8 in the box. After week 3, it was 8-man fronts that he faced, so that literally he just had 4 receivers go, and it's one of them's going to be open. So it's that's
but
pretty.
His receivers aren't even that good. Jason Witten's getting old. Bryan, I think, is a little bit overrated. Terrence Williams ain't shit.
No,
Cole Beasley really isn't shit. He's just a little scrappy dude.
So here's the thing with them. I don't think they're beast receivers, but they can catch a ball. That's the thing. They don't drop. Des drops a lot. Des drops a lot, but Jason Witten barely drops anything, and Cole Beasley is a really good slot receiver.
Yeah,
and also he threw to Ezekiel a lot. So,
did he? I mean,
I thought so.
No, I don't know. He didn't catch much out of the backfield.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'm just thinking because Ezekiel ran so fucking much.
That's sometimes.
I don't know. I just he's a good quarterback, and he probably will stay a good quarterback. I just don't think should be that high. Not yet, at least.
I was gonna have him higher. Actually, if you look at NFL Top 100, which I know you guys already hate, and I do too, he was literally the 3rd best quarterback,
right?
Which is ridiculous.
That is so,
and that's by his peers. I ranked him 5, and you guys are giving me shit.
Well, RG3 was in the top 2 when he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, see, I think it's different. I think Prescott is more Russell Wilson his rookie year than RG3. He's not a pure running guy. He's he has that skill, but it's not it's not his skill, his main thing.
I don't know. You could make the argument that aside from his statistics, RG3 had the better rookie season because he had less to work with, and he actually
less to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if I don't know, it's just I mean, I can't be that high on him yet.
Didn't Alfred Morris lead the league in rushing that year?
Yes, he did, because I had him on my fantasy team.
It was what, 1,600 yards.
Yeah, he led the league in rushing, and then also Zeke Elliott led the league in rushing.
Yeah, the only difference is Morris was not rated as highly as Zeke was.
No, Morris was a 6th round pick.
Yeah. And I loved Morris. I was so scared when I had him too because Mike Shanahan back then just like, we're gonna put a different running back in, no reason.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck, asshole?
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, we'll have another discussion on Dak Prescott when we get into.
I gotta heard talk about him a lot. But,
yeah. All right.
What's funny is I don't even know if they'll win the division. I actually, if I was to pick NFC East division, I think I'd pick the Giants, but.
They do have the better defense.
We'll get into predictions and other things, another SPRtz talk.
Yeah, that we got a lot of football coverage coming.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely have a lot of football coverage coming. All right, Branden, number 4.
Drew Brees. We already know why.
Person.
Yep. Okay. So you also have him at 4, Justin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have Matty Ice at 4. I have Matt Ryan at 4.
Why so low? No, you know what? Do you want to get into it now, or do you want to get into it?
I just think the 3 guys on my 1, 2, and 3 are better than Matt Ryan.
Did you say? Never mind.
I think who would be. I know 2 of your top.
You already know who 2 of my top 3 are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you said a player.
I know who it is. Jay Cuddy.
All right.
So you both had Drew. You said Drew Brees at number 4. I had Matt Ryan. Branden, who did you have at number 3?
Matt Ryan.
Okay.
I mean, like,
why is your face like that, Justin? There's clearly 2 quarterbacks who should be number 1 and number 2. Clearly.
In my eyes.
What?
Fucking.
I mean, okay, he had like one of his best seasons ever, and it was a really good season. He almost won the Super Bowl, but there are clearly 2 more quarterbacks on this list that are better than him.
Nah.
All right.
Justin, let me hear your number 3.
Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers. I do not like him. He's a Packer. Number 3.
Okay, so that's why he's number 3.
Also, I don't know.
Tell me what's wrong with Aaron Rodgers' game.
Okay.
Please tell me.
If someone is in his face in that pocket, and trust me, I know this because I watch enough Packers football. If someone gets through that, he just doesn't. He's not as good as
you could say this. The thing is, you could say the exact same thing about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like when Tom Brady gets pressure, like because he doesn't get it very often.
Right.
He does get flustered.
Though, is that the Packers? I don't know. It's Rodgers is definitely like he's my 3rd quarterback, but like Rodgers is a great quarterback. He's going to go down as one of the best ever. Absolutely. I thought. I'm going off of last year going forward. I think he's the 3rd best. That's how I ranked it.
He is. Right. He has. I mean, like you could. All right.
I think he's coming down.
All right. Well, I'll get back to him when I would get to.
Well, so here's my number 3, Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. That's who I thought it was because I was like, I didn't think you said him.
No, I have not said Ben Roethlisberger. So my reasoning for Ben Roethlisberger is
because you like rapists.
That is not true.
Wow.
I like guys with weird last names.
I
went 0 to 100 real quick. One thing that we talked about is Ben is tough. He is probably the best quarterback, maybe Aaron Rodgers, at escaping pressure, at moving around, and at like 350 fucking pounds or whatever the fuck he is because he's giant. He is really nimble. He also has a hell of an arm. And his accuracy is a lot better, I think, than people think. I don't know. I feel like he is also a winner. It's just, again, he's going against Tom Brady. So, what stats are you looking up there?
He is 14th on completion percentage. So, accuracy is a doo-doo.
So what? He also only had Antonio Brown to throw to last year. So,
what's his deep ball accuracy?
And Le'Veon Bell.
He has accuracy past 20 yards.
Not on this thing I got.
His deep ball accuracy.
Because I think he's like,
But is that him or is that Antonio Brown just being a freaking baller?
I think it's more.
I don't know.
I think quarterback. Yes, the running. I mean, the wide receiver could just run past everybody. That's fine. But to be able to hit somebody like that fast on the money is, I think, more on the quarterback than it is the receiver.
I could do it 4 times out of 10. So he better be able to do it 9.
True. All right, yeah. So
number
Ben's my
three.
number 3. Yeah,
I'm a full 10 spots lower than you. That's crazy.
I know. That's why I was like, whoa. All right, so your number 3 then is it? So your 3 was Aaron Rodgers. Brandon's was Matt Ryan. Mine is Big Ben. So Brandon, I think you and I have the same 1 and 2. I feel like
probably. Number 2 is Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so one spot higher than me. It's an outrage.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is, though, you could almost make the argument that he could be number 1 because he literally has the highest career passer rating ever.
Yeah, he's won.
He also led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah.
He also made fucking ridiculous throws on Hail fucking Marys.
That's luck. That's not even.
I know. I think that's mostly on the receiver. He just kind of threw it in the vicinity, and the receiver went up and got it. But either way, like the throw to Jared Cook was so fucking good. Like Jared Cook made a hell of a catch, but just the throw was so on the money. It won best play of the year on the SPRtz last night. Not sure if you guys saw that.
I didn't watch him.
I didn't watch it either, but I think I saw that as a. Also, apparently, Peyton Manning grilled the shit out of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he
Kevin
did.
Durant was not happy.
And Russell Westbrook.
I didn't hear the Russell Westbrook part. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is my number 2 as well.
Okay.
If you have Matt Ryan as your number 1, I swear to God.
Number 2 is Tom Brady.
Good God.
Oh my God. Wow.
What is Jay Cutler, dummy? I didn't rank Matt Ryan. Fuck that guy. No,
all right, so then,
Tom Brady, awesome quarterback, greatest of all time, whatever. But I think going forward, Tom Brady is getting Brandon Cooks, so next year he'll be even better. But we'll get to my number 1 when I get there, and I'll tell you why he's the greatest.
I have one thing for you: 28-3.
Yeah, but that was the defense.
Who won it? Tom Brady did. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl.
But I'm just saying.
Actually, I feel like the Falcons coaching staff lost that Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was not Matt Ryan's fault in any capacity.
No.
They made a terrible play call.
Yeah. But
they should
anyway,
have literally done better.
What'd you say? Oh, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan. Tom Brady is the best quarterback currently, and he, unfortunately, I hate to admit, is the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
like to admit it, but he won another one. It was hard for me when the one before that I didn't want to say it, but now I can't really not. Like the motherfucker was suspended for 4 games for nothing, and then came back and was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I hate him. Are you praying? Preach. What are you doing?
I was waving to Melissa.
Oh, true. Hi, Melissa. So, Aaron Rodgers is 2 for me. Tom Brady's 1. Brandon's got the same 1. You have Matt Ryan at 1. Matt
Ryan is the number 1 quarterback going as of right now to me. Okay, so few statistics for ya. For one, had a higher quarterback rating than Tom Brady. That in my mind matters a little bit. He got sacked 17 more times despite playing 4 more games. Okay, so not as good as an O-line. Had 10 more touchdowns.
Who got sacked?
Matt Ryan
got sacked more? Okay.
17 more times. Tom Brady got sacked 15. Ryan got sacked 37 times.
Wait. But you're saying who has the better offensive line?
Tom Brady.
I don't know about that.
That stat alone shows that.
I think
he got sacked 17 more times, and the O-line's letting people through a lot better. Or Tom Brady's. Well, the thing is, Tom Brady's just.
He gets rid of the ball a lot faster, but that's the offense.
It's a different offense because Tom Brady is like Julian Edelman and those guys. Yeah, they're like short guys.
And yes, you mean short route. Yeah, yes, they're short guys and short routes. But I also feel like Tom Brady can move around the pocket a lot better than Matt Ryan can, and he avoids pressure.
True. Anyways, Matt Ryan, yards per attempt, a whole yard more per attempt, which that doesn't matter how many games you play. So, like statistically, Matt Ryan had the better year now, and then Matt Ryan won MVP last year, right?
Yes.
Again, I just feel like Matt Ryan. Well, I just think finally he's just starting to get all the pieces, and obviously he has Julio Jones, who's literally the best receiver in football. And I just think that I know Tom Brady's the GOAT, and maybe part of this is just because I just fucking hate Tom Brady. But
don't you think it hurts too?
Let the hate flow through you. That's what we've done. We've let the hate flow through us, and we were able to.
Right, but like I don't know, just like I just feel like Matt Ryan is the better pure quarterback. Like Matt Ryan doesn't have Bill Belichick either. Like
no, that's true.
I feel like there's a lot. Like Jimmy Garoppolo looks fucking just fine with just as good as maybe Brady was looking. Maybe not as good, but he still looked good enough for them to win enough games to make the playoffs last year.
Here's my thing against Matt Ryan is Julio Jones, for one. I'm just gonna say Julio Jones. 2, I can't think right now, but I think Matt Ryan has the best running back tandem in the league. If you were to say the top 2 running backs on a team,
probably with Coleman
that can contribute. Yeah, Freeman. With Coleman and Freeman. Like, can you guys think of any other? I mean, you can think like Zeke Elliott may be better, as a better one, but like, can you think of another tandem that they have?
I'm trying to think of any. Detroit, maybe.
No, not even close.
Depends about how Abdullah plays. I think like Devonta Freeman is good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Theo Riddick is better than Tevin Coleman.
Really?
On the receiving. Oh yeah, absolutely. Theo Riddick is damn good.
Oh, receiving. Yes,
yeah, there's a receiving part of that.
As a receiver, okay. As a receiver, yes, Theo Riddick would probably be
better. I wouldn't put them above Atlanta's tandem, but I'm just saying, depending on how Abdullah does this year,
so that might. So Julio Jones, you had the 2 running backs who are really good. We'll just say they're really good. Mm-hmm. Their offensive line's pretty good, I think, for the Falcons. And then also a lot of those touchdowns and yards he had were from Taylor Gabriel catching a screen pass and fucking running 80 yards. How many screen touchdowns?
He just throws it to whoever, and they just Julian Edelman catching balls off the ground.
True. Mohamed Sanu. Like besides Julian Edelman, who's the Patriots have? Can't say Gronk because he was hurt. He was hurt the whole year, fucking hurt because he's a bum. Hate him.
Yeah, and then the thing is with Matt Ryan, this isn't the first year he's had Julio Jones. Like,
Matty Ice.
And he's had. And he's had statistics. God damn it! I'm not gonna stop saying that word. He's had better. Better like fantasy seasons and stuff like that. I guess.
Thomas hates the goat. Thomas Sale said he hates
the goat. But I don't know. It's just. I mean, like he's my number 3. I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Once you get to the top 5, even it starts to get like.
I feel like 1 through 3 or 1 through 4 you can kind of interchange, and then like maybe 5 through 10, 5 through 9 you can kind of interchange. I feel like that's the tiers. I feel like
right, because like I think you could also like, not that I'm making this argument, but I think you could make an argument that Drew Brees is the best quarterback. I mean, he's gets 5,000 yards every year, like money in the bank.
Right.
Like Saints, literally. I know you said Washington was the worst, but Saints were really bad on defense.
I think Saints might have actually been worse.
I think the Saints had the worst. Like literally, they couldn't stop a damn nosebleed.
We had the worst.
We had the worst third down defense.
Yeah,
which is
really, really bad defense to have. Like that's like the worst stat to have is.
I think that opponents were getting anything 3rd and 10 or longer. Opponents were getting more than 50% of the time, which is not what you should have.
Because that's such a deflating play. It's because like 30, if you come with that stop, it kind of energizes your offense going back out there.
Right.
But then
if you feel it's like 3rd and 10, yeah, we're about to go on the field. Oh nope, fuck that.
Give up a 30-yard pass because we fucking suck. Was it the Eagles game? I forget what game it was.
I think it was the Eagles game.
The Eagles game with Darren Sproles, and it was like 3rd and 25 or something, and they fucking got it on like a dump off pass.
Right.
Ugh. Sorry, we're getting off topic. Pretty much. I mean, we're done with.
Hey, just remember that Redskins Bears game, and you'll feel a lot better.
I do feel a lot better. That makes me.
Wait, which one? The one where the Angel Hawk picked off color 4 times.
Tied the record for single interceptions in a game.
Yeah, 2 of those are deflected off of stupid Devin Hester's stupid hands because he's not a receiver; he's a fucking kick returner.
True. Oh man!
Right, so
the only hater in this group is Steven because he didn't have Kirk Cousins in his top 10.
That's true. I'm a realist.
Obviously, if Cutler was still on the Bears, I'd rank them top 15 easy. We will have this discussion too. We will have a like Cutler discussion.
It's like top 32 in terms of potential.
If I had to put Jay Cutler
Bradford number 1.
If I had to put Jay Cutler on my list right now, he'd be somewhere between 15 to 19.
That's fair. I would take that.
I had to put him on
I could probably put him at like 17 over Jameis.
The thing is, I always, and I just said I wasn't getting into it, but I hate how people just hate on Cutler. So, I mean, I understand his attitude's kind of shitty.
And it's just because he's a douchebag. That's really the only reason people hate him.
I know, but it's just like, it just makes me so mad because I know him so much. I know him, and he's not that guy.
Yeah,
he just hates losing. Right. He's like me in like Madden. I just hate losing.
Do you guys have baby play dates? You and Melissa and him and Lauren, whatever her name is.
It's not Lauren, is it?
Kristen.
Yeah,
it was Lauren. Oh,
yeah,
Kristen Cavallari. Whatever.
It's actually Kristen Cutler now, but
true.
Nah, she Kristen Cavallari.
I didn't know she was Hollywood. Kept her name.
Hollywood.
Have you ever heard the story about how he proposed to her?
No.
He sent her a letter in the mailbox like, "Hey, do you want to get married?"
That's how people fucking hate him. Good God.
Yeah, seriously.
He's just like, I guess we should get married. Like, why would you send her a letter?
He's like,
hey,
let me
know I'm gonna do this. And I'll propose to you. Let's
do this thing, girl. Good guy.
I got to brush my hair sideways. No, he's. I feel literally, I literally feel pain in my heart for Jay Cutler because he finally got Adam Gase. He finally got a coordinator with a system that was actually not bullshit garbage like Martz or all these other idiots, and then he leaves.
I feel fucking terrible that you put Dak Prescott in the top 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. That's terrible. I also feel terrible for Jay Cutler. He couldn't even get a job with the fucking New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns this year.
I'm glad he didn't. It would just been more heartache for me.
Yeah, it's probably best he didn't. Like, it probably just tarnished his name even more.
Do you think that he's done in football?
I think he has more chance of coming back than Tony Romo. Everyone keeps talking about Tony Romo coming back. I don't think
Tony Romo came out today and said, "I am not playing football anymore in my life."
Oh.
Well, he shouldn't. He's literally like one hit, he could be like dead.
Yeah,
like, I'm not even making a joke. Like, he's literally like that fragile. Like, if he gets hit in the back the wrong way, he like paralyzed.
I don't know how the motherfucker still plays golf.
I don't either.
And like supposedly he plays like actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Like, didn't he already do a like some commentating on a pro-am or whatever?
Yeah. Golf, yep.
No, he played in the pro-am. He will be part of CBS's like Masters coverage and stuff. Like, he will be doing that along with football. But I do wish him the best. I guess it's okay because my 84-year-old grandfather can't even like walk with his back straight, but he still plays golf every day. So I guess I see why Tony Romo can do it. All right.
Yeah.
I kind of want to average our list of quarterbacks.
I can send you my list if you want.
Yeah, I can
send it to me and maybe we'll post it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, what I did is I said, okay, what did I do last year? And like, with the changes they've made, what do I think they are this year? And I just feel like Prescott, I think, is the new Russell Wilson.
I am going to be so happy when he has a sophomore slump that's so fucking big.
So do you want to make a bet about this live on the air right now?
Let's do it. What are we betting?
Well, what statistic? How do you want to rank this?
I don't know. I just think Dak Prescott's a fucking terrible quarterback.
I will say
that's the thing is like, stats wise, he's not a stats guy, so it's really hard to make.
I'll say, because I can be like, hey, I think he'll be top 5 in quarterback rating, but he was
fucking top 3, yeah. And like, you can't do wins and losses because the Cowboys, like,
I wouldn't do that because I think there is a real chance that defense screws them.
I think there's a real chance that he fucking screws them. I was like, Brandon, why'd you text me?
Yeah, me too. It's like, you can just say what you need to say. Yes, I don't really know. I guess you could do not even fantasy points because he's not really that kind of whatever.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a stats guy.
I know it's hard to quantify what we'd actually bet.
Right. You could let's just say
if he repeats this season. If he repeats this,
I'll bet you that he has a worse season than he did, and we'll judge it by like just asking.
So do you want to do stats or like record or both?
No, I just want to do overall worse. Like,
how do we quantify that?
Well, I was gonna say quantify it by asking like, what's Brandon's opinion? What's Mark's opinion? What like give our honest opinion of if we think
if we do that, then I automatically won because Mark's gonna say that Dak Prescott is literally the greatest quarterback of all time.
I will literally murder Mark in his face, literally, and Perkins.
And Perkins. Parks and Rec cast.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I don't know. There's not really a ranking of them. That would be a tough ranking. I don't know if I could do Parks and Rec.
Who is someone that you think Here's how you do it. I could say Dak Prescott will have a better fantasy season than someone, and you could give me that someone.
Say, why don't you do Russell Wilson?
Excuse me. Statistically, a better season.
Okay. Russell Wilson?
Let's see.
I kind of compared him.
Although, see, that's again
the thing. Still won't work though.
Right, because if I give
you Cousins, I'm going to say no because Cousins will probably have better.
And if I give you somebody like Russell Wilson, like,
see, I would take that.
Well, see, I know that, but the thing is, Zach still has Zeke. And so his stats, I feel like it's still not fair. Like it's not.
So that's the other thing too that I didn't mention before when I was talking about it was that Prescott really didn't have to come from behind a ton. So like his stats aren't going to be like super high.
That's also why he didn't make that many mistakes.
Well, again, that's what I know. There's a lot of that going on, but
oh, you didn't want to talk about that when we were actually talking about it and why you ranked it so high. Were you trying to knock that over?
Just do like
just do based off. You can't hear you. Oh, you turn it on mute. What a jerk.
Why don't you do just like if he has more than like 3 stats lower than his previous season. So like if he has less touchdowns, more interceptions, and lower yards or something like that.
I don't know. I mean I'll make a bet with him. I just don't feel like stats are the way to quantify.
I know what you're saying. We'll figure it out.
Right. Or you could do it by looking up his QBRs for each game and like making an average.
But he was top 3 in QBR. If I bet you that he's gonna not be top 3 in QBR, you gonna take that bet?
I mean, that's probably the best way to do that. Like, because QBR takes in all those factors.
What do you have his stats up, Justin?
Yes.
Do you have what's QBR? What was his QBR and what was his actual quarterback rating?
His QBR was 81.5. That's total QBR. And his rating was 104.9.
Okay. I will bet you that he will have less of both of those stats. See, that's really the only way we could do that. But
here's what I would do. We could make 2 bets. Okay. I will say that he will have over a 100, so that gives me a little more leeway. Over 100 quarterback rating. He had a 104.9 for shits and giggles. There was only 5 people that had over 100 last year.
Who were they?
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, a.k.a. the 5 best quarterbacks in the fucking league.
Is that how you ranked your list?
No, actually, now that I'm looking at it, that's not how I did it, but that's quite interesting. That is actually. Well, actually, this is exactly how my list was before when I had Prescott at 3, and I was like, I can't. No, he's not 3. There's too much unknown there.
So there's only 5 people that had over. Okay, so I will take that bet that Dak Prescott will not have over 100 quarterback rating. Yes. And then if you want to do QBR as well, he had 81.5. So I would say that he would have 75 or higher, which again, top 5. I'll take that.
Well, actually, that's top technically 4, but whatever. That's fine. So are you putting in the note or me?
You can put in the note.
All right.
But we will that is on live on Facebook and on.
So when I try to nope, I didn't. I
don't know. We'll come up with the whatever punishment later. Yeah, the punishment later.
Yeah, I don't think you can do pie bets anymore.
No.
So I mean, the pie bets were fun, but honestly, it wasn't so fun because hot dairy smell is not very.
Oh yeah, that was clearly the worst. It wasn't even getting pied in the face. It was me driving home from fucking Washington all night, smelling sour dairy, trying to stay awake.
Ugh.
Oh man.
So I said over 100 QBR. Justin win, not Justine. Just
all right. We're gonna say bye because I gotta get off. Oh man.
So side note, while we're sitting here, letting Justin do that. I have all of my Destiny Pops pre-ordered at Third Eye.
God damn.
Nice.
Wait, what are they?
You still get to go to GameStop to get the other Zur and yeah.
They are. I will tell you in 1 second. Got it right here.
I know one's Cade with the wrench, right?
So it is Cade. Yes, Cade with the wrench. Lord Shaxx, Akora, Zavala, and Oryx. The GameStop exclusives are Zur and Atheon, and then the Target exclusive is Crota. And there's also a Chase variant at Crota.
Yeah, it glows in the dark.
Yeah.
Cool.
So coming in August. Wait, what? Ha! Justin, did we make a bet? Please tell me we made a bet.
Nope.
Where'd you go? Please, let's make a bet.
No, that doesn't even count.
Come on, let's
for one, we didn't make a bet, but for two, like they'll probably ship like end of August, first week of September.
It says coming in August.
Yeah, but look at any website that you can buy them at. It doesn't say that. It says September.
No, but what I'm saying is this is from Funko's website. Like their blog says coming in August.
Damn, but I like as Mark explained.
Dak Prescott at number 5. You're fucking wrong. And you got a
wrong.
Where the fuck's mine, Mark? Fucking asshole.
I know. He actually produced it. I was like, hey. I know. He's like, he told all of us like, hey, don't worry about it. And like my favorite part is his boss even told like you can just take him now, and he's like, no, I'll get him. It's just like,
God damn it.
Before they're like supposed to give him out, his boss told him he could just take him. He's like, no, I didn't want to do that. And then like after he's like, well, everyone's just gotten him. I'm like, well, you said you'd get him. He's like, I got one for you. I'm just like, oh, good.
All right, I am ready for football now, so we can definitely do this.
I know. Now this actually was really good that we did this because I've been like. I don't know about you guys, but I've just been like, meh, on fantasy football, like getting it going. Yeah, I have a lot of work to do actually. Like I actually have to get all the the values for keepers and stuff done, and I'm just like.
Question: did you ever finish the Jeopardy from when you were here and post that?
No, I'll edit that too.
Okay,
I'll do that tomorrow though.
So what, Brandon?
I was gonna say. Can we make sure to do the podcast after our draft? I don't want to give you guys any good ideas.
Oh,
our fantasy one. Justin, when is your draft?
Your
draft.
It's Sunday before Memorial Day that weekend. I think.
Didn't we already come up with the date?
Wait, you mean Labor Day?
Excuse me, yeah, Labor Day. It's that Sunday before Destiny comes out.
Oh, so you're doing it on my birthday?
Yes. Yep.
Good God, you're doing it that late? When are we gonna do the fucking? When are we gonna do the podcast?
We can do it. As long as we do it after yours.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. I don't care. No.
So, I think Brandon. I think the ESPN one. You could probably cut this off alive. I don't think anybody needs to.
So we should say goodbye. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
I think ours is the 27th. I think